Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trophy Hoarders Game of the Year Special Edition. I am one half of your podcasting host, Chris, also known as Castromo, and we are joined by my other co-host, the man of the people, fresh off raising over £300 for charity, my good friend, Mr. Leon, Mr. Defroff. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. That was so nice you even doing my part for me. I
Yeah,
may just sit
mate.
back for the rest of the pod.
How was
You
that for
go,
an
that was
intro?
perfect.
You stay at solo.
Smashed it.
There we
Yeah,
go.
no,
Sorted.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm ready to get us Game of the Year special underway.
I'm excited.
Get into
I'm
it.
excited.
And we're
Suited and
dressed up,
booted. We
all
we,
fancy.
we promised. We promised.
We deliver, like a postman with threats. I can't swear yet, but we deliver.
Never heard that one.
Alrighty. So,
Well, before we do jump into it though, if you are listening on Spotify, we are on YouTube as well. And if you're watching us on YouTube, we are on Spotify as well at Trophy Hoarders on both. Back to the show.
yeah, we'll need to explain everything because there'll be the audio only listeners on Spotify.
Yep.
But for YouTube, you will currently
You
be able
can
to
see
see
everything.
our picks. What we're going to be picking.
So
we-
what is the game of the year firstly? Because this is my first year actually really caring about it. I don't really subscribe to this. It seems like a bit of a, meh thing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just.
Have you
yeah,
never
let me
watched
pick
the
a-
Game of the Year awards?
Never watched it. Like last year, I took part in Platinum Adams, YouTuber Game of the Year from games we've played, but I never watched like the actual ceremonial show. I don't even know what won last year. Was it Resident Evil or Alan Wake? Or
I think it would have been
I don't know.
Elden Ring, maybe. Was Elden Ring last year? We've done our research,
Nah.
ladies and gentlemen. We have done our research. But mate,
Elden
Game of
Ring's
the Year
this
awards
year.
is
Wait, no,
usually
it could have
just
been.
like trailers and stuff like that. You get a lot of game trailers.
Oh, what really?
Yeah, mate, you get a load of reviews and stuff like that.
Do you think GTA 6 or is that would Rockstar just do it themselves? Like,
You might actually.
because
That's a shout.
yeah.
We
Well,
might
you
get
heard it
one.
here first.
There we go.
Or
Prediction.
if they've already watched it, then you've not heard it here first. You've seen it and then come here.
But I
But
mean, I
we
was going to say,
predicted it.
you've not even seen the Game of the Year awards, but we are overdressed. Because most people on it, they just wear like a blazer
wear
with like a
t-shirt?
graphic tee underneath. They don't actually dress up.
Ah.
So I feel like we
Well,
missed
if
the
I was
trick.
ever invited, I would be changing that. And I mean, we look great tonight.
We
So,
look stylish, mate.
so yeah. I mean, I'm letting you take the lead. I don't know. I didn't even know esports teams were in Game of the Year. But what's the?
Oh, mate.
Do they just at the actual show go through each category and explain
So
obviously a bit about?
It'll be like a category, then maybe like a game trailer, or like three
Right.
game trailers. Then you get a category, but not every category is like a big event. Let's say like best mobile game. That'll be
Right.
like a wee segment, like in between trailers. They'll just be like
Yeah.
standing at the wee side of the stage, being like,
Okay.
"And you guys voted for as Game of the Year for mobile." Stuff like that. I can't
Okay,
believe
cool.
you've never
Right.
watched one.
Never I'd watch like E3 and stuff, but I'd never watch or like the showcases for PlayStation and Xbox. But this I always just see like the trailer people wanted on Twitter like the day after. I just never really cared for it, especially seeing as all the games as well are like not games that I've played, so it's not really relevant to me too much.
Yeah, I think most of them we've not played, to be fair. I did try and get some
Yeah.
research in for this episode, so we're not totally blind. But
We'll get to that.
let's get started. Obviously, me and you, big, massive esports fans.
Yeah, so this is the esports category. So we're going to be placing our votes for
Best
best
esports team.
esports. Well, two things actually. I'm surprised there's no. I know Counter Strike's there, but I'm surprised there's no like Call of Duty because I thought that
I
like
think, I mean, in comparison
World-
to CSGO and LoL, I mean, it's nowhere near as big.
really.
Yeah,
I
mate,
don't-
nowhere near. Mate,
But like having 3 teams from League of Legends, it seems a bit excessive. Like I feel like you should cap it at 1,
yeah, I
maybe
feel like it
2.
should be one per game, because it's like, how good a team were you if there was 2 other teams playing the exact same game?
Oh, exactly. Like, or how many championships are like? Do you know what I mean? Like, how many? Is there just one that they can win, or are there multiple winners throughout
I
the
know
year?
there's like multiple tournaments each year.
But honestly,
But mate,
like
it's like
World
mad
Series of
money. See what if you
Warzone,
win.
like yeah, but even like FIFA is so big with like the professional teams. Like you look at like every major football club now has a esports team. Like surely FIFA should get into this as well. I know the like League of Legends is massive, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
just so much bigger. Like, because we're in the COD and FIFA sphere, we think it's massive. But in
yeah,
comparison to these juggernauts, it's nowhere near.
yeah. I mean, saying that though, it's like, how do you decide a winner if they're all like, we've got League of Legends, Dota 2, and Counter Strike. Like, how do you prove who's the best if they're all different games as well? Like, like, should we just vote on who's the best dressed? Like, how do
Well,
we?
for the audio listeners, we've got Billy, Gen G, Navi, T1, and Team Liquid. I reckon we go with Navi because I've played Counter Strike.
Oh,
I like Counter Strike, and the main man at the front here kind of looks like
you know,
Erling Haaland if he was on testosterone blockers from the age of like 13.
see, that's why I don't want to vote for them.
Because he
He looks
looks
a bit
like
like
Haaland.
Haaland. I was gonna go with Gen G. Like, their outfits look pretty smart as well.
we're, we're voting on the best esports team based on their outfit.
Look at that outfit though. Like that is pure like it's just drip. Like the Bibli Gaming as well is pretty good, but I'm not too keen on the green.
You just like
Like
the all
that
white.
all white, a splash of black on it. Oh, mate, it's beautiful. Like that geezer, that from that Navi team, he looks like he should be playing darts. Look at that polo he's got on. Like on Team Liquid, the guy on the right's wearing a blue jumper, like the in betweeners as well. Like
He's like a captain, probably.
what? Really?
I
Looks like he'd
imagine
like
so.
to sail a
That's why
ship.
he's got to stand out.
He's holding the community shield. I don't know. I think we just pick a random one on that.
I reckon. I reckon we go Gen G then, just
Edge.
based on the drip, as the kids say. Best esports team.
Oh, we're actually voting as well. Okay, nice.
Yeah, mate, I signed up. Our vote
You
will be
signed
counting.
in.
Yeah.
I was gonna vote for stuff, but it was just very intrusive, like wanting access to all of my accounts. I was like,
I
I
just
can't
signed
bother
in
to
with
sign
Twitter. I
in.
was like, if you want to steal my Twitter account, go for it.
Yeah, nobody cares about Twitter now. Also, X, sorry.
Nah, it's Twitter.
Twitter. I mean, it's always going to be Twitter, but it's weird because children that are born after a certain age, if Twitter still does exist in I don't know 10 years, all of the next gen are going to call it X. Like, have you seen those? This has nothing to do with this, but have you seen when if you ask whatever the new generation of like kids in school are like, oh, how do you pick up the phone? They'll like, and they'll pick up an iPhone. They'll like hold their hand, like their palm
Mm.
to their head. But obviously, our generation is, you do the little wazza like ring.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how things change. So, like X could be X, and we'll slowly be wiped out. Us old heads.
I don't think X will be around in another 10 years. I think
You
it's
not
going to
think?
die. Nah.
I reckon Elon will sell it. I think that it will just be like, yeah, let me get rid of it, and
Who
then
would
people
buy
will
it
start
though?
flocking back. Oh no, he's already diminished the value of it though, hasn't he? Like what he paid for it, it's not
Or he's
worth
like
anymore.
tanked it?
Yeah, so it's like it can't get any worse, right? It can only get better. So I don't know.
You think
I don't
so?
know too. Yeah,
Mate, I
I mean
can't
his
even open
idea.
Twitter in public. It's
Oh, it's
just,
awful. You're either going to get a beheading or boobies. Like I don't
yeah.
know what am I in for today.
It's like I can't even risk opening this.
Literally.
But
But the last thing I will say is the concept of X is cool. Having like one site that just houses all of the internet, like very meta. Like it's an interesting idea,
mm,
but I think we're way, way, way off of that interweb technology. Anywho, sorry. Back to the show. Roll the clip.
back to the important stuff. Who was the best esports athlete of
I love how they're
2024?
called athletes.
Mate, these are professional athletes. You've
Bro, Faker, right? His index finger is huge.
skill friends are lucky women. Anyway,
Moving like salad finger.
so we have 33 Alexib, who was the Haaland lookalike. Chove Faker Zaiwu, and then mate, that last guy just hit his keyboard when he was making his name up. I ain't even gonna try and pronounce that. But
And what is username? Are these their like aliases?
yeah, that's their gamer tags.
Zim ZMJJKK. You can't even pronounce that, can you?
I ain't gonna try. I reckon we go 33. Just because he looks like Will for them betweeners. He's get my vote.
I kind of like the ZMJJKK guy. He's kind of doing the Cole Palmer. He's a bit chilly. Nah, I think yeah, give it to 33.
Get to Will.
Like, yeah, like having numbers as your username as well is pretty cool. Like, stands out.
Alright, best esports games. Have you even played any of these? I'm curious. Did you play LOL at one point?
Yeah, I played League of Legends at one point. I think I was an Ashe main, the girl that uses a bow and arrow. Very easy to use. I'd use her, a little bit of Cho'Gath. That was quite fun. You'd like eat people and sort of it'd get a multiplier and you'd grow. And I think there was a guy that started with like T, and he was like very reminiscent of a Soul Calibur character. He had like a massive sword in one hand, but it was like half of his body was like kind of demonic or something. Yeah, played a little bit of it. Wasn't very good. I don't even think I've played Valorant. I was going to say that would probably been the next one I would have played, but no, I think I've only played LoL from that list. Well. Valorant, yeah. I think I may have downloaded it, but never played it. Yeah, I think League of Legends is the only one I've played, and that was about 12 years ago, maybe more.
I played a bit of Counter-Strike back in the day, but I kind of get slapped a bit online, so I just played against the bots. He's just like a wee chill, jump on for like a wee 45 minutes kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I also played a bit of Valorant, but the community for Valorant is weird. There's no other word for it. It's like the kind of uwu crowd, you know what I'm saying? It's not my type of people. I don't fit in with them.
Right. Well, it's pretty interesting to see that. I'm assuming Mobile Legends Bang Bang is a League of Legends mobile game. Am I right in
I
thinking
have
that?
no clue.
But
But for
again,
audio listeners, we've got Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant. And we've only played 3 of the 5 between us.
again, this is my stupid Call of Duty brain, but how like is Counter Strike generally that much bigger? I know it's big, but is it that much bigger than Call of Duty?
Oh, yeah. For like the
Really?
esports scene, mate, it's massive.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
100%.
But it's like Dota 2, and I'm assuming they're both League of Legends games. It's like 3 of the same game, which again I find very, very like I don't know.
I mean,
Like there's no
Valorant's
sport
just
game,
CSGO with superpowers.
is it?
Yeah,
I wonder what the Overwatch community is saying nowadays for esports. Is that even a thing?
I think that's pretty
Or is
much
that dead?
dead.
In terms of voting, I'd probably say Counter Strike too.
Yeah,
I feel like League of Legends is super, super sweaty and people just don't enjoy themselves after playing it. Maybe Valorant, I don't know. But if you've played it and said it's odd.
nah, the community for Valorant lets it down. And I've actually watched, this is like years back, but I actually watched like a few competitive CSGO games back in the day, and it was actually surprisingly kind of enjoyable.
Really? What game modes do they play in it? Is it like Search and Destroy?
Yeah, that's like the only game mode it's got is Search and Destroy.
Pretty cool, to be fair.
It's that, and
All right, so
I don't know how many rounds it is, 16 maybe or something.
oh my god,
But it's multiple games because it's like I don't know. I'm talking about something I watched like for 3 weeks 6 years ago or something. But I think it's like 3 maps as well, so it's like 16 rounds and then another map, then another map.
oh wow. I was gonna say that I'm used to 4 rounds of Search and Destroy, but in the new COD they changed it to like up to 6 rounds, and I'm like, no, my brain can't
It's
handle
too
this.
much.
It's too much, man. But if you said 16 for CS:GO, then fairs.
It might be
Fair enough, they
best of
deserve it.
16. It might be like first
Best
to
of
9 or something.
yeah, maybe.
But up next, Content Creator of the Year. For a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community. So we have Queso, Elo Juan, Techno Gamers, Typical Gamer, and Usada Pecora. You a fan of any
Honestly,
of these boys? And lady?
honestly, I've never heard of any of them. So how are they on this? Am I the person that's living under a rock? Like, I've never heard of any of them.
We're not doing with the
Like,
kids though anymore, mate. You got to remember it.
yeah, but like, if you're talking about content creator of the year, right? I'd say I Show Speed. Like, what he does is a mate. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's
It's not
pure
gaming though.
entertainment. It is gaming. He does gaming.
It's mostly real world stuff he does.
Yeah, but I don't know. It says streamer or content creator. Like, I feel like it's a broad
Yeah,
term,
but it's
right?
the Game Awards.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess so. But then yeah, okay, you got me.
Because then you would have
Uh,
like that Kai Cenat and
yeah, I was gonna say Kai. Even good old Jimmy Beast is quite influential, but obviously he's not gaming, so that does make sense.
who's that one that got Donald Trump on his podcast? No, his podcast, his live stream.
Oh, is it Aiden?
Oh, Aiden
Is it Aiden
Ross.
Ross?
I mean, mate, he
He
would
does
need to
he
be on it.
get? Does he games? Doesn't he?
I had to
I feel
watch
like
it.
they all end up playing games at some point because they're streaming for like days on end. Do you know what I mean? It's like you just need to stream a game once to be considered a gamer or a gaming streamer.
I don't know, but out of all these, the only one I know is Queso.
What
Eh,
does Queso play?
just random games.
Oh, okay.
But he's one of the ones he like screams a lot. He's big on TikTok. The kids love him. He kind of just like gets not bullied, but they kind of make fun of him for being fat and he overreacts. But I've done some
I,
research.
I've got one actually that is actually gaming. Angry Ginge. He has blown up within like the past year, maybe more. Like to the point of having his own pro clubs with
Oh,
like,
and he had Rooney in it.
do you know what I mean? Like proper famous people. He's doing like a real life football show of like all of the. It's like a football league now in the UK, and he's a manager. I think. Like, how's he not on there? Because he's like, especially in the UK, he's probably like one of the biggest things right now in terms of gaming.
How big is he though? Like channel wise?
Oh, I mean, obviously not big enough for this scale, I don't think. But again, I feel like this gaming show is very. It's in a niche.
Because these other
I could.
channels are massive.
But what do they play though? Is like,
Yeah,
do they
Angry
play?
Ginge isn't even a million subs.
Is he not?
Nah, all these people are over a million. Because I checked them out earlier. Because the Elo Juan guy is Spanish. Techno's an Indian guy. That Typical Gamer's a Fortnite guy who's getting married or something. Because his newest stream was like, last stream before I get married. I was like, oh, nice. And that Usada Pecora's a VTuber, so I never even wasted my time.
I was gonna say, like, I'm surprised Ninja's not on there because he's like playing Fortnite again, isn't he?
He's
Or has he already won it?
nobody watches him though. He's not as big as he used to be.
I don't know. He's probably still got more subs than all of these people put together.
You'd be
Surely.
surprised that Elo Juan had like 3 mil or something like that.
How is it? I mean, I'm not disputing they're massive. Like they most definitely are to be on this list. It's just it's not my niche. Thinking about things as well. When I watch content, platinum YouTubers are in such a small percentile of YouTube. And I don't know about you, but that's all I watch really. Like that's just the content I enjoy, like challenges and stuff like that. So it makes sense that I'm not watching the mainstream stuff because I've never been interested in mainstream media. I always like the little cooler stuff, you know what I mean? And watching channels grow.
Yeah, like challenge runs and stuff like that. I've not even been watching a whole
Yeah.
lot of like, YouTube or anything recently. Like I say, mate, so many like trophy hunting videos and stuff like that I need to watch. It's just in my watch later. Just big massive list of stuff. Just never get written
I
out.
don't I don't I don't use watch later. I click on the video, watch 5 seconds and leave it in my history, then go back to my history.
No, I don't. Can't do that.
It's so chaotic. I think we go with Queso because he sounds like he could be the funniest if he just screams.
Yeah, he
I don't
just
know what your thoughts are.
like I said, he's probably the one that'll win it. I think he's the most relevant right now. But then at the same time, that Elo Juan, it's like if you've got the whole of Spain and
Yeah, true.
whatever voting for you, who knows?
Elo Han kind of looks like the guy, the Ben guy from Final Fantasy that does the voice acting. Can't remember his last name, but he's like really popular. He'll probably be at this award show in some capacity.
I don't know who that is. But okay, so
And you?
he gets the vote. You want to say the next category? Run through it. I don't know if you can read it. Can you read it?
Yeah, no, I can read it. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Ben Starr is the guy that I thought looked similar to him. So the next category we've got is the most anticipated game. I'm assuming these are projected to come out in 2025, which is next year. Or I was going to say 2026. So this is recognizing an announced game that has. I don't even. What is that word, Castromo? Demonstrably.
Demonstratively? Mate, that is
What
a new
does that?
word. Because
I've never
demonstrably.
heard. You've given me the worst category to read.
Just big words.
Like, honestly, I thought I was quite good at the England language. Anyway, this is
Mate,
the
that
most
would win you a game
anticipated
of
game.
Scrabble.
Oh, good. I've never played Scrabble for good reason. So we've got Death Stranding 2 on the beach. We've got Ghost of Yotai, which is the Ghost of Tsushima sequel. Grand Theft Auto 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Monster Hunter Wilds. Talk to me, baby. What are you feeling?
I mean, this is an easy one, innit? It's GTA 6. We have
Yeah,
been waiting
GTA.
for this for way too long.
Yep. That's why I almost said 2026 because I just have a feeling that it could just come out then as well.
I don't think it will get delayed. I mean, the PC version will come out 2026 because it always comes out a
Yeah.
year later on PC. But
See, I reckon that Death Stranding won't be far behind. Like the popularity for that will be huge as well. I think GTA wins it, but I think it
I
might be
didn't see it
closer than
being
you
close.
think.
Nah, I see it being a landslide, honestly.
Well, bookmark it and come back.
Because Ghost of Yotai, I mean, I don't know anything about Metroid Prime. Monster Hunter Wilds doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
But Ghost of
I mean,
Yotai, the Tsushima sequel, it's PlayStation only, so immediately you've only got less than half
Death
the player
Stranding is
base.
PlayStation only as well, isn't it?
Death Stranding's on the Xbox as well now, and PC.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
Um,
Yeah, no, I think it will. GTA, yeah, GTA's got our vote. I think GTA will win that, but I think there will be I think second place will be Death Stranding.
yeah, probably
What's
most likely.
the next category then?
Ooh, next up we have the best adaptation, recognising outstanding creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium. We have Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon Yakuza, and Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft. Have you watched any of these?
I have, yes.
Ooh, fantastic. We'll leave this to you.
Okay, perfect. Well, the I my answer's Fallout, purely because that's the only one I've watched. But I do just want to pick up on two things, which is Knuckles. I've not seen like the actual movie itself, but I feel like because it was a TV show, right, as well. They did like a Paramount TV show for Knuckles. I feel like it was well received, but because it came out so long ago, I feel like people have forgotten about it a little bit. But I feel like that generally is quite accurate, so maybe that should get the vote. But I've not seen it, so I can't fully comment. Arcane is the League of Legends anime that's on Netflix. And again, it's on my list. I was going to start it before this episode, but I was like, there's no point in watching one episode because I still can't give a fair reflection. From what I have been told, though, it is a very, very good anime. I have no idea how it links to League of Legends, though. But
Yeah,
it's meant to
I've
be
seen
very, very good.
good reviews about Arcane. I
Yeah.
tried to watch Fallout last night, and I've got a bone to pick with Amazon Prime Video. Because
Adverts?
mate, adverts. Charge me, what, £90 a year or something like that for Amazon Prime. Part of that is Amazon Prime Video. And now they've just, in the last month or something, just started throwing ads on. I'm like, what? So, mate, that
Yeah,
just put me off it.
I think they put ads in shows that are popular like that. Like
Movies as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on everything. Everyone's
Jeez.
got ads, and then it's like, would you like to pay an extra £6 a month to not get ads? And it's like, no. I already gave you like 90 a year.
I mean, in fairness, like Disney Plus is over 100. It's like 130. I don't know what Netflix is saying nowadays, but like £90 for next day delivery, even sometimes daily delivery. I've already saved my money for the year
That's another
within that
thing.
90 quid.
That's another thing with Amazon. People can't see, but I'm pointing.
He's
That's another thing.
raging.
I don't even get next day delivery anymore.
Oh,
I still get Amazon Prime, but it's like if I order it the Monday, you used to get it the Tuesday. Then it's like the Wednesday or the Thursday. You don't get next day
why is
anymore.
that?
I don't know.
Do you reckon they've changed like the distribution center, so you're just too far away, maybe?
I don't know, but it's absolutely pissed me off. Amazon's not in the
Oh,
good books. And then you
I mean,
throw in
for
that
me, it's
bald guy that's in charge, not paying the taxes, mate. When
the Bezos bucks.
aye,
Give us
Bezos on
Twitch Prime stuff
steroids,
for
man.
free.
He is jacked. Have you seen him?
No, I've not.
Mate, he is on all the steroids.
Really?
Mate, he is
I mean,
juiced.
fair play. What did you think of from what you watched the Fallout though? Did you like it? You're a Fallout guy, right?
I watched not even 30 seconds of it, mate. There was some guy at a kid's party kidding on he was a cowboy, and then I just pressed the B button so I could preview the timeline kind of thing, and I seen it was like ads, and I went,
Really?
nah, not for me. I think it was like an hour long episode as well.
Yeah, they're quite long episodes. I thought the show was good, but I don't think it was anything fantastic. Like, it was just okay, like solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I finished a few movies that I'd been meaning to watch, so I'll watch the new season of Tulsa King that I just finished, and then I might watch Fallout on the old Fire Stick. And I'll get the ads. Might watch it that way. But I did watch the first episode of Tomb Raider since that's on Netflix, and it was alright, but it's kind of a wee bit, feels like a wee bit cringy as well. I was like, I don't think I'm going to enjoy this. But it's the thing I did like, it's linked into the games, so it takes place, I don't know, definitely after the first game. Maybe after the second and third, because it's like one of the characters that died. It's like her dealing with his death and all this stuff. So
Okay,
I like that
sounds
it's linked
interesting.
into the game. You know what I mean? Into the game series. But we're gonna vote Fallout. I'm guessing
Yeah,
that was your favourite.
yeah. I mean, it's the only one I've watched. I would say Knuckles, but I've not watched it. I'm sure it looked good, but I don't have Paramount. I would say though, I reckon like I'm not really into the Like a Dragon series, but I reckon whatever if that's a show or movie, I reckon that would
Especially if it's
probably be
live
quite good.
action, it could be quite cool.
Yeah, but I think I may have played one of them briefly, but it's not really my bag. All right, up next. Do you want me to do this one?
Yeah, I reckon we flip flop.
Alternate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can think of that word.
Do you like wearing flip flops?
I wear Crocs, mate. I'm a man.
Crocs.
Yeah,
What, even on holiday?
throw them
Like, if
bad
you're
boys
going
in
on holiday,
sports mode.
sport mode, jeez. I like a Birkenstock, mate. Birkenstock or sliders. Can't be doing flip flops. Anywho, the next category is the best multiplayer category. So this is for outstanding online multiplayer, game design, including co-op, and massively multiplayer experiences. We've got Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Jamboree.
Jamboree. What is it with my category in the words? Tekken 8, and then Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I feel like you've played some on this list.
I have played Helldivers 2 and Tekken 8. That is it. And I tell you now, Tekken 8 Online was brutal. I don't know what was wrong with the skill-based matchmaking on that, but no Vaseline,
Difficult.
mate. I got it raw. They were just putting me up against no-lifers. I was like, I played Tekken 2 when I was a kid. I played Tekken 7 for a few hours. And then we're like, here's this guy that's life is dedicated to Tekken. I was like,
It's always the way of
fantastic.
fighting games, though. The skill gap is immense.
Mate, you don't even get it down. Guy just starts juggling me. I'm like, what? Just put the
Yeah,
controller down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've played Helldivers 2, and I've also played Black Ops 6. So
I feel like it's got to be between them two.
yeah,
I want to play
I'd say
Space Marine, but I've not even seen the multiplayer for it.
yeah, I want to play Space Marine. It looks very, very good, but it's just finding the time. I was saying to you off the pod yesterday, like it was on sale. I was like, do I?
Oh,
I
was
was
it?
like, nope. Yeah, it was like 30 quid, 35 quid, I think, on Amazon or somewhere. I saw it. It may still be on sale, but like I saw it on sale and I was just like, like I could buy it now, but I'm not really going to play it, and I feel like I need to
Right,
give it
by
a
the
lot of
time you're going to
attention.
play it, the price will have dropped into that normal anyway.
Yeah, or it'd just be on another sale. So I was like, I'm just going to hold off. And that's the same for another game, but we'll talk about that in one of the later categories. But yeah, I think the multiplayer is just the campaign, but co-op. I'm assuming it just looks insane. Like
I
it
know
looks so
Space
fun.
Marine 1 had PvP,
Okay, that's pretty cool.
so it might have PvP.
So best multiplayer. I'm assuming your vote goes for Helldivers 2.
Yeah, Helldivers 2. See, especially when you read the wee thing and it's like gameplay and design, including co op. Yeah, just Helldivers 2 was so unique. See, especially when it came out. It was just
Yeah,
so much fun.
it it's this is really tough for me to say because I am the biggest fanboy of Black Ops 6 at the minute. Like I think this is the best COD I've played in so long, like in years, and it's so good, it's so fun, but of course it can always be better. Like there's still some things that are wrong. Whereas with Helldivers 2, like there just wasn't really anything wrong at the start. Like I've not played it much now. I've obviously fallen off of it because it was definitely like a hype train thing. But
Mm,
I think when it came out, like for the price of it as well, what was it, like 30 quid? Like it was cheap.
25, I think I paid for the
20,
physical.
20, 25. Like it was a cheap game. It was a good game. And like all of the memes for like months after, even now, like everybody talking about it, like for Super Earth and things like that.
Yeah.
Like the shift that we had at the start of 2024 and the cultural impact of Helldivers 2. Like as good as COD was, like it's still early life cycle. Like there's COD can get better, but like with DLCs and stuff. But yeah, I just think yeah, Helldivers 2, man.
Nice.
100%.
Alright, we'll lock in Helldivers 2. I was worried I might need to try and convince you on that one, but
No, I like Call of Duty's Call of Duty, mate. Like with that, I feel like
it's the
the
same every
category's
year
so
almost.
yeah, like the category's so big for that, and it's like you actually look at the co-op that they implemented in Helldivers 2, and the even the environments that you're in, it's all different and changing. Do you know what I mean? Like Call of
Mm.
Duty is just the same maps. Like that's it. It's like it's pretty linear. Whereas with Helldivers 2, it's more of an experience, isn't
It was
it?
just a fresh new experience you hadn't
Yeah.
experienced
I
before.
I need to go back and get the platinum. It's so far
It's
gone for
getting
me now.
harder. It's getting
I
harder.
know I'm so far.
But up
Anywho,
next, best sports slash racing game. So we've got F1 24, EA Sports FC, NBA 2K25, Top Spin, and WWE. I played WWE and didn't really care for it.
yeah,
You,
I mean, I've only played FIFA on this list, so I
I
mean
mean,
that's
that's an
where
easy
my
one.
vote
We'll just
goes.
go straight to FIFA EA Sports FC 25.
Yeah, it's getting a lot of stick this year.
Is that?
I think it's undeserved. Like I mean, it's so cheap as well. I mean, it does always go pretty cheap around Black Friday anyway. But it's like,
Seen it for 40. I was thinking of buying it, but I
yeah.
was like,
Do you know what? It's the same as last year, but I thought last year was good. Like it, if you're not a fan of all of the fancy cards and all of the stuff that they add in, like that's FIFA now. Grow up, accept it, and move with the times. Like, do you know what? It is what it is. I do have to say though, I opened a mobile pack the other day. I've not played in like over a month because I've played like Black Ops 6 if I'm gonna play multiplayer. I got a 91 rated like Thunderstruck or whatever the promo is now. Marcus Rashford.
ooh,
He's like 3 or 4 million, but he's untradeable.
another man of the people. Big charity guy, that Marcus Rashford.
Link
Alright,
up soon. We'll get him on as a guest.
it's all
Next
yours.
category. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought I said the last one. We've got the best sim / strategy game. So, best game focused on real time or turn based simulation or strategy gameplay. I don't know why they keep adding irrespective of platform. Like we know it's whatever. So we've got Age of Mythology retold. We've got Frostpunk 2, Kunitsu Gami, Path of the Goddess, Mana Lords, or Unicorn Overlord? I think I know the answer here, but have you played any of these?
Nope. Mate, I'm not smart enough for these games. I'm just gonna shoot
Yeah,
straight with you.
I'm not. I would just give our vote to the Unicorn Overload Overlord because it sounds cool.
I will disagree.
No, you going with Frostpunk?
Nope.
No.
So I did like a wee bit of research, as I said earlier, and I was like, I'll kind of just, watch quick clip wee reviews, 2 minute, 3 minute reviews.
Yeah.
And I thought I would go Age of Mythology at the start, because I used to watch my dad play that on a
That does
computer
sound like it would be a
back in the day.
big. Yeah.
But I'm actually going to go Manor Lords, because,
Okay.
number one, it looked kind of cool, and number two, it was made by mostly just one guy from the review that I
Oh,
seen. And see, if you look at it, you would be shocked to find out that one guy done pretty much most of it.
does it look good?
Mate, it looks pretty good, yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's go
So
with
I
that
think
then.
just
I'm all.
based on
Oh,
that, shout out to that
yeah.
guy.
Hopefully, it brings home the bacon.
Hopefully
Whatever
he
that
gets a wee
phrase
trophy.
means. Yeah.
He gets ours
Hopefully
anyway.
he gets. Hopefully he gets money. Surely you get money if you win the category.
Nah, you just get a wee trophy.
Oh my
I
god,
wonder
I'd
if you
melt
can.
that down
I
and
need to
sell it.
check eBay, see if I can buy one. I bet
Yeah,
there's like a random
surely.
pawn store in LA or something that's selling one for like £200. I'd probably get
Especially
that
like
out.
whoever's won the esports one, they don't care,
Just
do
throwing it
they?
away. They ruined their life with Adderall and cocaine, so they just pawn it. So
So
next up, we have the best family game for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. So, Astrobot, Princess Peach Showtime, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and The Plucky Squire. You a big family man? You play a lot of family games?
oh mate, I'm a family guy. Yeah,
Just a family guy.
yeah, yeah. I've only played Astrobot, and despite playing it, I don't think it's the best family game. I wouldn't put Astrobot on to play with my family. It's not very cooperative, is it? Like you could take turns, but I feel like probably the Super Mario game. I'm assuming that's like,
So you're
well, it is
taking
a Super
best
Mario
family game
Party.
as like a party game you would play with the whole family?
Yeah, so Super Mario Party, like Super Mario Party, but I don't know what one it was. It was on GameCube. I think it was like 6 or 5. Like it went off.
See, I
So
just assume best family game is like best kids game. Like you would give this to your son and be like, you can play it.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Kind of watch
I,
them.
I
I just take it as best kids game, pretty much.
yeah. There's not a category for best kids game, is there?
No. But I
I
feel like it'd be
mean,
disrespectful to call something a kids game, so they just call it family game. You know what I mean?
family. Yeah. I mean, on the consensus that we're sitting down with a family to play a game, I would say Super Mario Party. Basing it on a game that's appropriate for the family, for anybody in the family to enjoy, probably Astrobot. Like it is probably the greatest game there, um, and the only game there I've played. But yeah, I mean, I'm torn, man. It depends how you want to read the vote. Do you know what I mean? We've got different visions.
Yeah, let's say I just see it as like best kids game. Um,
Yeah, I mean, let's give it to we're PlayStation boys, we're Platinum boys. I say we give it to Team Asobi because everyone's going to vote for Super Mario.
yeah, we're over the age of 12, so we don't play Nintendo games.
Mate, one of these days, the Nintendo fan army are going to come for
Just
you.
show up at my front
They,
door.
they are going to come for you one of these days, buddy. I think it was like 2 episodes ago you took a shot at them. Like they're holding their receipts and they're going to be waiting for you.
All right, up next.
So we've got the best fighting game up next, and this is again for the best game designed primarily around the head-to-head combat. So we've got Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, Multiverses, and then Tekken 8. Besides Tekken 8, have you played anything else?
Nah, Tekken 8's the only one that I've played. I know you're gonna go Dragon Ball.
Oh, do you know what though? Like, Dragon Ball's the only one I've played. I liked it, but there could be better fight. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't play fighting games. I played it because I like Dragon Ball. Do you know what I mean? And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, whenever I played the online, it was very similar to your experience about Tekken. Like you just get put into a spin cycle. Like
It's
it
just
wasn't.
mismatches constantly.
Yeah, like it's like people have just learned the meta button combinations, and I'm like, is that really a good fighting game? That like
How was
I
the
don't know.
story for Dragon Ball though? Because I remember you saying about it, and I thought it sounded cool, like the branching, like paths, like it changes to
Yeah,
like the story.
I mean, the story with that kind of game, it's primarily focused on the fighting, so the story definitely takes a back seat. The branching like what if paths were pretty cool just to see an alternative timeline. Like I do fucks with that. But let's not get it twisted. This category is for the best head-to-head combat, not story. So surely, pound for pound, Tekken has better fighting mechanics than a Dragon Ball game.
See, I don't know, because I've not seen Dragon Ball. I kind of assumed you would be hard stead on Dragon Ball, and I would have just
I,
gave you it, to be honest, because I like
no,
Tekken it, but it
I'm
never.
being very open. I'm being very open-minded here. I'm thinking about all sides. Like multiverses, I don't really. I think the platinum for that's quite difficult, is it not? Maybe.
Not sure. I think that's the one with
Uh,
Scooby Doo in it. No, Scooby Doo, Shaggy.
yeah. It's got like all of the like Cartoon Network characters. Again, I don't know if the fighting on that would be good. Marvel versus Capcom might have good fighting, being an
Arcade
arcade classic.
classics. Arcade classics though, so it'll be like kind of retro, I imagine.
Yeah,
I reckon. I reckon we go Dragon Ball. To be honest, I think it sounds cool.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's getting the vote. Obviously, I want Dragon Ball to do well, but like I can't actually comment on the head-to-head combat because I'm not very good at it. Like it, it was serviceable, but I don't know if that's good.
I
Please don't
said
cook me.
Tekken was like fun. I enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
it felt similar to Seven. It never, I don't know, it never
Okay.
blew me away, kind of thing. So that's why I was like, I'm
Yeah.
willing to concede it to Dragon Ball. I'll not put up a fight.
Yeah. I mean, that was like the first one in like 20 years or something. We've not had one since PS2, so
All right, we'll show love to the
yeah, big
anime
up.
fans. All right,
Oh, this is a good one.
this is all yours.
Oh, I'm going again. So the next category is the best RPG, which means role-playing game, and this goes for the best game designed with a rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. I'm a little bit torn on that description, but anyway, the games in question here are Dragon Dogmas 2, Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erd Tree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor Refantasio. I think I said that wrong.
Refantasio, maybe.
Oh, there we go. I'll just say Metaphor. That's what people call it, right? That's what the cool
Yeah,
kids say.
probably.
So that description, firstly, is very all over the place. Where like the best fighting game was like best one-to-one combat, like that was it. This is like a rich player character customization, progression, and it includes multiplayer. But not all of these games are MMOs, so
I
it's
think we just need to start ignoring that white bit of text that explains what the
yeah,
category is, because it's not.
just best RPG.
Yeah, it's just
What our
RPG game.
opinions are. All right, fair enough. I've only played one, and that'd be Final Fantasy.
I've not played any. As you know, I bought Elden Ring, but it's yet to play it. I think
Yeah,
Dragon's Dogma 2 was meant to be decent. Um,
the concept was interesting of it, but I think they added like loads of microtransactions to the like to speed things
oh,
up,
there
and I feel
was
like
something
people,
where after the
yeah,
reviews get done, they updated something and
yeah,
changed it.
people
Is that what
weren't
it
happy
was?
with it. Something happened, and I don't think people were happy with it for a period of time.
So, me, I've not played any RPG games. Well, any of these RPG games. So I would
Have you?
probably be leaning. I'd probably just go Final Fantasy. I watched, I think Platinum Adam and somebody else done a Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth video that I watched, and the game looked cool, but it's still like Yakuza. So I was like,
Yeah.
no, no for me.
I just feel like when you think of RPG, I'm very basic, but I think right, is the game like Skyrim? Like that's what I think is that's what I base RPGs on, right? And obviously like The Witcher, like as I've grown up, like oh that's really good. But like that's what I think of RPG. And when like Final Fantasy Rebirth is just so open. While it's like in a controlled environment as well, when you do get to like the relevant areas, it's just open. It's like it's crazy. I am conscious though that Elden Ring will be a lot bigger than Final Fantasy and probably will clean up that vote. But I've not played the DLC, so I can't comment.
But no, something I found out. Right, so we'll lock in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, let's do it. The Shadow of the Erdtree doesn't have any trophies.
Yeah, I know. It's
I
really
looked it up
bizarre.
and I was like, I wonder if how what the percentage is on the DLC trophies, and they've not got any. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, it must
Yeah,
be
it's
its own
strange.
separate game, but no, it's just
Th-
no trophies.
But well, they could have. They
They could,
literally could have made it its own game and given it a platinum. No idea why they didn't. It doesn't take long to add trophies to a game, does it?
nah, you wouldn't imagine so.
All
But
right,
we
next.
have Best Action Adventure for the Best Action Adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Astrobot, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. How many of these have you played?
Just the one. Hopefully, I will be playing Silent Hill soon, though. But I've only played Astrobot. Yourself? You've done a few, haven't you?
I've played Astrobot. I played the demo for Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown when that came out, and I really enjoyed it. And I played less than 2 hours of Star Wars Outlaws, and wanted to put a
Not your cup
blaster
of tea.
to my head. Yeah.
Well, I mean, my vote goes for Astrobot. I'm assuming you might be torn between Prince of Persia or
The thing
Astrobot.
with Astrobot is puzzle solving. See when it says puzzle solving in it, I'm like, was there puzzles in Astrobot? Not really.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, if you're, I would argue, trying to find like the little Astrobots that are hidden in the jigsaw pieces, some of them were like out of the way and you'd have to like pull on something. I guess that's a light puzzle.
See, I've only played I played the, I was about to say the OG Silent Hill 2. I played the PS3 version of Silent Hill 2. Played it for like maybe 3 hours or something like that. I can't remember how much.
Yeah.
I probably might have leaned that, but because it's a
Uh,
remake, I don't like voting for remakes and Game of the Year awards and stuff like that. Like I know it's
actually,
still like the developers took time and like made the game again, but it's like I
do you
don't
know
know.
what actually? I think we've been doing part of this wrong. It's not really mattered too far, but obviously we've been voting for what we've played and stuff. But I'm actually scrapping my Astrobot vote. I think Silent Hill 2. I know you've just kind of said you don't want to vote for a remake, but I just think it generally looks so good. It's like Resident Evil 4 remake. Like it
And it is,
actually,
you do get like wee puzzles and stuff in it as well. That's
do you
why I
know what I
was kind
mean?
of
And
leaning to that.
yeah, like aren't the Silent Hill puzzles quite difficult? Like they're completely random for each person as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the answer is like
Yeah.
sometimes random because I remember watching like a speedrunning video on it once,
Hmm.
and it was one of the things is like the puzzle. It's like a clock puzzle or something. But yeah,
Oh
there's
no.
there's actual puzzles in Silent Hill 2, which is why I would have leaned to that. But like I said, it's a remake, so it's like, do you want to get Game of the
I,
Year? Not Game of the Year, but
I,
Best Action Adventure of 2024.
yeah, I mean, when I think of action adventure, though, I think Astrobot's not really action adventure, is it? It's a kid's game.
Nah. So for me, I would be leaning between Prince of Persia and Silent Hill 2.
Well, 2 votes for Silent Hill. I've not played Prince of Persia. Did look cool though. If I played Star Wars Outlaws, I would have maybe, if I liked it, I would have maybe given a vote. Because when I think of action, I think of, sorry, it's very stereotypical, but like just shooting guns or something. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
action adventure,
explosions.
you think Uncharted.
Yeah, yeah, exactly
That kind
that.
of
That was my
third
thought.
person cinematic
Yeah,
action game.
like Astrobot is, it's a platformer, isn't it? If
Yeah,
anything,
I'd say so.
a modern platformer. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Fuck yeah, Silent Hill 2, bud. Not played it, but when I do
Two
play it,
minutes
I know
ago.
it.
Nah, I can't vote for a remake. All right, let's lock it in. Silent Hill
Uh,
2, action adventure game.
it deserves some love. Good old blooper team. Best act. Wait, what? We just did we just have best action game and now
Action
action adventure?
adventure game.
Adve- oh, behave. What? Just call it an adventure game then. Like what? Right. So we've got the best. Wait, no. Pause. We've got the best action game here. So this is an action genre focused primarily on combat. So we've got Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. I am gonna check off. Oh wait, no. I was gonna check off Helldivers 2, but that is pretty actiony.
Yeah, it's
But
super
when
combat focused.
yeah, I was gonna say, but when I think of combat, I think of Black Myth. Do you know, like the
You think
words are
melee
tripping me up.
combat?
That's what I think when I think of
Combat, you
combat. But
think
then,
melee?
but then I think action, like pure action. The amount of like bugs on a screen that's just hectic. Helldivers 2 or Warhammer. I've not played it though, but I think Warhammer and like Helldivers 2 are just so action focused with like the amount of assets that are on screen.
Yeah, see Helldivers 2 actually. I hadn't really thought about it. I was thinking that maybe Black Ops 6, I don't know what the campaign's like, but I imagine it's super action packed because it's a Call of Duty game. And I think Stellar Blade was meant to be good as well. But see, now you mention it, there's been so many times where it's like me and my pal, especially at the start when we're playing Helldivers, and it was like, mate, this is like something out of a movie, and it's like you're
Yeah,
running for the wee thing, and it's like there's
just
just bugs.
dive in.
Whoosh. It's
Yeah,
like so many moments. It was like that should be in a film. Like, it was so cool.
yeah. I think Warhammer's probably very similar, but again, I don't know. I'm just going off the gameplay footage I've seen. I still think Helldivers 2 just provides that more like epic moment of dolphin diving through an explosion. Like someone's just called in their stratagem, and you're like, get out the way! Like it's cinema.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolute cinema.
now editing, directed by Michael Bay.
All right, so we've locked it in.
Again, I do have to say, Black Ops 6 was good, but it it wasn't like back to back action. There was like a couple of spooky missions in there, which you know is a bit crazy for a campaign in Call of Duty. And it was like I don't know, actiony, but like kind of tame, right? I
Mm.
feel like Helldivers 2 is just like just
All
constant stress.
action, non-stop.
Yeah. Right, next.
Pay for the full seat, but you only need the edge. All right, up next, best VR slash AR for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. So we have Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow, Metal Hellsinger VR, and Metro Awakening. Do you have a VR headset?
Nope, not anymore.
I do not have a VR headset either. So we have played none
Should,
of these games.
should we
Have
go?
you looked up
Which
any of
one?
the games?
I think I've seen bits on that Arizona Sunshine, and it looks cool, but I don't know how it actually plays. Like it at face value, it looks interesting, but I don't know how it holds up. The Batman game looks really good. I thought it looks quite cool, and Metro Awakening. That just Metro. I've tried playing them, and they're not for me, unfortunately. But I can respect it from a distance and go, this is actually really cool, but I'm just not good at it. It's not for me. And again, looking at the Metro VR game, like that does look pretty sick, especially if you're a fan of Metro.
Yeah, so as soon as I seen remake on Arizona Sunshine, I automatically didn't count it. I was like, right,
All right,
you're
go
out.
first.
Asgard Wrath, Metal Hellsinger, nah, not real bothered. I was leaning Metro, just because I like Metro.
Yeah.
And I watched, what is the channel? Game Ranks, I think it is. They do the should you buy before
Oh
you
yeah,
buy.
yeah. Before you buy, yeah, that's good.
They done a video on Arkham Shadow and Metro Awakening, and they were saying like how good Arkham Shadow is, and then they were saying Metro Awakening's good as well, but there was like a few wee things here and there where it was kind of like, not as good. So fully just off watching game ranks, I would lean Arkham Shadow.
Yeah, I think that Arkham Shadow is probably a bit more polished and looks nicer overall. Whereas I think it's really difficult with a game like Metro because it's so big and you
That was the thing
can't
as
make
well.
everything.
see, like watching like the gameplay of it, the combat, it looked so cool for the Batman game because it's like just like
Yeah.
at the sides it'll come up like a wee logo, so it's like you need to lift your hand, and then it'll like block the
Oh,
attack, and then it like spins the camera, so then you're facing the person that
that's
tried to
pretty
hit you.
cool. I wonder what the platinum's like for it, if there is one.
I don't know, but mate, I nearly bought a VR headset during the Black Friday deals. Nearly.
Yeah, they were like 30% off, weren't they?
It's
That was the time
500
to
and
buy.
something down to 350,
Free. Yeah.
and I was like,
I,
ugh. PSVR 2 as well, the new one.
mm. I would just say actually, the our vote there went for Batman, but Metal Hellsinger, that is a rhythm synth game, and there's a game on VR called Beat Saber.
Yeah,
I don't,
Beat
have you
Saber.
heard, like, and everybody loves a bit of Beat Saber, like it's a good laugh. I feel like the Metal Hellsinger game would be similar vibes, so I reckon that could be quite fun as well. But yeah, just adding a pointless bit of point into there. Um, yeah, Batman all the way. I'm Batman.
Batman
All right, so
fanboys,
we've
yeah.
we've got the best mobile game up next. So we've got AFK Journey, we've got Balatro, we've got the Pokemon trading card game Pocket, we've got Withering Waves, and we've got Zenless Zone Zero. I've played Pokemon,
Ooh.
and you've played Balatro, I believe.
I
How
played Balatro today for the first time.
how was it?
Mate, it was alright. See, it's like a wee time passing thing. I'm surprised
Hmm.
it's getting as much love as it is. I was like, this is like a decent wee game. Kind of like when I'm on work bored and I just want to kill some time. I
Yeah.
said, this is not bad, but the love it's getting, I'm like,
Would you play it on
it's,
console or
nah,
PC?
no
Like, would you?
chance.
No.
Nah, I wouldn't buy it either, I don't think. See, just as like a wee kill time for like 30, 40 minutes, something like that, it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't buy it, me personally.
Yeah, I mean, I've played the Pokemon TCG Pocket more so just to collect the cards. I'm not really interested in playing the TCG game. I will say though, like I've played a couple of games, and it's a very good introduction to somebody that's never played a trading card game. It takes you through it. So if you're looking to maybe go to in-person events, you could just do it on your mobile and like get a feel for the game of how it works. And like every day you get a pack, and like obviously who doesn't like opening Pokemon cards or whatever kind of cards, you know what I mean? So there's like the thrill of that. Some would say gambling, but yeah, it's it like again it's okay. I mean, I feel like Balatro is probably better ultimately, but I feel like Pokemon's kind of been like the recency bias because it only came out a month or two ago. So like
I
people are
think
like, oh, Pokemon.
I would say Balatro's an actual game. But the trading card game
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
sound like a game kind of thing. Like it is a game,
Yeah,
but
I would say Balatro is definitely. It sounds like it's more deserved of this point.
like I said, it is fun. I played it for a good half hour or something like that in work today. And I was like, this is actually alright. So, but people are saying like how addictive it is. And I'm like, maybe I'll
Maybe you
find
need
it
to keep.
addictive at one point, but
Yeah, maybe keep playing.
I think it's alright. So there we go. Locked in. Best mobile game goes to Balatro.
Best indie game then. So this is a best debut indie game. Sorry, created by a new independent studio. So we've got Animal Well, Balatro, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, or The Plucky Squire. So some of these titles are starting to crop up again. Going off what you said about Manor Lords earlier, being like a basically one person, I would give that my vote, but I don't know about the others.
Um, I played Animal Well. I lasted 5 minutes, 10 minutes at most.
It
It's,
looked cool.
it's
That
got
was
a
the
cool
free
visual
PlayStation
style.
Plus game. Yeah.
Yeah. Mate, I'd be mad if I paid for it. But it's got a cool visual
Oh,
style, but it just never like explained what I was doing. I was just like, you've got like a certain amount of time to grab me, especially when I've not paid for the game. And it lost me.
100%.
I was like, nah, not for me. Bilateral, like I said, it's alright. It's nothing. I don't know. Honestly, I don't see what the hype is on it. It's like it's alright, but I don't know. I ain't the biggest fan of it. Manor Lord's obviously made by one guy, which is cool. Pacific Drive. It's got like a cool idea. Kind of. Did you ever see the game Jalopy back in the day?
Nah.
No, it's like you get this car and you need to like fix it, and travel through Germany, but it's like breaking down and all this stuff, and you need to repair it, and then you go away back to the start if you fail.
Oh,
Pacific
that sounds
Drive, I
pretty
think,
cool.
is kind of similar to that, but it's got like horror themes in it or something. I've been wanting
All
to try
right.
it for a while, but it's just
Uh,
I don't want to pay full price for it. It's one of those.
It sounds like something I'd like to test out. I don't know if I'd want to pay for it though.
I think you should definitely check it out and see if it's your type of thing. But I think it looks cool.
Mm.
I'd love to try it. And then the Plucky Squire is like a kids game kind of thing for what I've seen. Um,
It's quite difficult though, isn't it? The platinum. Or am I
the
thinking of
Plucky
a different
Squire?
game?
Nah, I don't think so. I wouldn't imagine.
Uh,
From what I've seen it's looks really easy.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I'd shoot mine for Mana Lords.
I would probably go Pacific Drive just for the gameplay kind of thing of it, like how different it
Okay,
is.
yeah,
But at the same time, Manor Lords being made by mostly one guy, I think it's pretty cool. And I'm
yeah.
torn between them two.
Well, I mean, actually, I mean, if you think that Pacific Drive looks the coolest and something you'd actually play, I'd say go for that because as cool as it is, one dude making a game, more or less, you're not actually going to play a strategy game, and neither am I. Like we're more interested in Pacific Drive.
Yeah, so I'll go
So
Pacific Drive then. Because as
yeah,
cool as it's getting made by one guy, like, I'm not gonna buy it.
he got the
Pacific
vote
Drive,
earlier.
I will buy at one point. So there we go. Pacific Drive, vote locked in for the best independent game.
And if anybody was wondering, the Plucky Squire is a 2 out of 10 platinum and takes about 9 hours.
Apparently, it wasn't the best independent game because this is the best independent game category. What did we just vote on?
It was like
Best
debut.
debut indie game. Right, okay.
So that was their first ever game that they've made.
Best independent game. Animal Well, Balatro, Loreley and the Laser... Oh, you should have had to read this one. Loreley and the Laser Eyes, Neva and UFO 50. Do you know anything about any of these games?
I do not. It's interesting to see that the two games from the previous slide, Animal Well and Balatro, like debut games for their studios, are also in the best independent game. Uh, they must be pretty good if they're in both categories, right?
I would... So UFO 50 is like 50 like kind of like wee mini arcade kind of games made by, I think it was only 8 people, 8 developers or something like that, they made it. It was like
Okay, that
inspired by
sounds.
some NES game back in the day that was absolute garbage, but this is actually meant to be really good. And I think that's a cool concept. And
That does sound cool.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but Loreley and the Laser Eyes, Platin Adam done a video on that, saying about like how great it is. It's not on PlayStation yet. I think it is coming to PlayStation. I think it's only on Switch maybe, or something like that.
Okay.
But it's like a puzzle game, and I don't remember if it was his video or somebody else's video, but they said it's like the Resident Evil house, but it's just all puzzles. There's no combat or anything like that, and it's like
Ah,
I'm sure. Like I say, I don't know if it's his video or if somebody else's, but they said like they had a
yeah.
notepad the entire time, like they were just constantly scribbling notes. And my vote would be between them. So like
Yeah,
really
I do
cool
have
puzzle
to
game, or
touch on Never though. That looks aesthetically pleasing.
never. Is that just a side scrolling thing though?
I don't know. I mean, I reckon it'd be similar vibes to Animal Well, that kind of indie game where you're just side scrolling with pretty colours. I think UFO 50 has a cool concept, but I think in terms of substance, I think that L'Oreal and the Laser Eyes, just because I mean, I don't really like puzzle games, but I can see why that would appeal to people being similar vibes to the Resident Evil house.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
think
I'd go with that.
like I say, that might be Platin Adams' video where he said it was like his favourite game he'd played in a
Okay.
while. But that was before Balatro, because I know he's a big Balatro fan, I'm sure. But Loreley and the Laser Eyes is probably the only game that I would actually buy or that I would check out kind of thing. So we'll
Right,
get the
okay.
vote for best independent game.
Next is best community support. So we've got Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. Um, Fortnite?
Just for the Juice World concert.
Not just that, but like I think they had 8 million players sign on for that Juice World thing or like whatever they reloaded with the season, like 8 million players at one time is actually insane. Like you can't really argue with numbers like that. The amount of work that they put into Fortnite to evolve it each year and keep it relevant and looking cool and adding things like Lego and things like that. I don't know. I just think surely, man. Like
Yeah, saying that,
No
don't they have
Man,
like Rock Band or something? Guitar Hero?
yeah, like yeah, they've added so much stuff. Like No Man's Sky, that game came out like 4 years ago. I know it's an ongoing game. I guess you could argue like maybe Destiny 2. Like it came out, but they're still maintaining it. But in my eyes, that game is still a 2020 game or whatever. Um, Same with Final Fantasy 14. That's a historical game in my view. Baldur's Gate 3, I don't really know too much about what the devs do to
Yeah, I don't know
support
what
that.
the updates have been for that.
Yeah, I'm sure they've been great, and I'm sure they've been in depth. Because like D&D games seem to be very sort of hands-on and like they add things in to make the gameplay better. But yeah, I think Fortnite. I think Helldivers too. Like they did some good updates for it, but I wouldn't really call it community support. It was just
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
sure there was a thing with the devs or something. I play Helldivers too, just because my pal likes it. But
mm,
there was something in the community, there was some big uproar, and it was about the devs. I don't know what was going on. I never cared to look into it. But I know there was
oh
like some
right.
fighting going on. So I would be surprised if that one. No
Okay,
Man's
well, I
Sky
mean,
finally hit mostly positive on the reviews, which is a big thing for it because it has been, when it came out, it got absolutely tanked.
yeah, it does look cool. I'd like to try it out sometimes, even as it is dirt cheap. But I just don't. I think a game that came out ages ago, how can it be in Game of the Year? Like, because if it was good enough, it would have been nominated for the Game of the Year whenever it came out. So why is it still here
Now, it
now?
launched so bad though. That's the point of this category is they've kept updating the game and made it so much better, kind of thing. Like they're still looking after the game, however many years after it's come out. They've not just dropped it and then left it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, with that explanation, then fair enough. Maybe I was too harsh. That did like Cyberpunk get onto this for last year then? Because that
It
game
might have done.
is because yeah, I was gonna say that's a similar thing. I don't know, man. I just think Fortnite. I just think you can't like
You know, when you mention they added like Rocket League racing or something like that as well with the cars,
yeah,
Rock
just so
Band,
much like
Lego.
so much stuff. I'm surprised Roblox isn't on here as well because that has a lot of crazy stuff going on. I'm too old for it, but I'm conscious that again, that's another game similar to Fortnite where just millions of kids play it.
Yeah, I feel like if you sign up for a Roblox account when you're over the age of 21, you end up on a certain list for offenders. But
You speaking from experience, or
not allowed near schools, mate.
right?
So nah, you've convinced me.
Big
I've never
big
thought I never thought I'd be voting for
don't worry.
Fortnite. But here we
Fortnite,
go. Fortnite.
Fortnite.
There we go. Fortnite best community support.
I think it's well earned, especially Juice World as well.
Yeah, shout out Just World.
What our best ongoing as well. That they're
It's
the
similar
indie
categories
games
in
and
it.
yeah, like action and adventure, and then
Action.
action, uh, independent debut and independent, and our community support and ongoing. Like how No
So
Man's Sky hasn't made this category, I'm baffed. I'm actually baffed, but
best ongoing
I can't. I'm in shock.
awarded to a game
Same.
for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. Thoughts?
As good as Helldivers 2 was, I sung its praises earlier. I will be real. I stopped playing it about maybe 2 months after it came out. It was very much like Toy Story. Oh, I like this toy, and then oh, you're not my favorite anymore. Like it was good while it lasted. I'm sure it would be good if I jumped back into it, but I'm just playing other things at the minute. Um, I'm not really like no. I don't. There obviously will be recent updates for Helldivers 2, which I'm sure you can enlighten me on. But like I saw a couple of them at the start of the year, they were quite on it. But then I've not seen much else. But that's because I'm not in the space. Um, Destiny 2, a lot of people love that. Like that had its final, I think it was the final piece of DLC or like the big piece. Something happened earlier
Oh yeah,
this year,
somebody
like
died or
September.
something in it.
Like I don't know, did they?
I
Spoiler.
think somebody died.
I don't know, but like yeah, so Destiny 2 is obviously huge. That's what she said. Diablo again, it's just an ongoing game. Meh. Mate, I'm sorry, but I'd say Fortnite again. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. You want to just cut the bullshit and go straight to Fortnite?
Yeah, like I'm sure Final Fantasy has had content. I'm sure Helldivers has had content. Destiny 2's had big content. Diablo's constantly getting updates, but it's like a Call of Duty season pass with like, do you know what I mean? I just feel like Fortnite they're adding in racing and do you know what I mean? Like things like that, yeah. Just next category. This is games for impact. So this is we're voting for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social message or meaning. So we've got Closer to Distance, in Indica, Never, Life is Strange Double Exposure, Senya's Saga, Hellblade 2, and then Tales of Kenzira Zao. Thoughts?
I actually did some research for this one
Nice.
because I didn't know anything about any of these games pretty much.
I think I could. I think I said to you off stream. I guessed three of them, but I feel like if you actually give me the facts, that would save me from embarrassing myself.
It was just like watching quick reviews. So it was like Closer to
Yeah.
Distance is like a life sim game. I think you play as different people, and it's like somebody in the local community dies, and then you like play as like different people coping with that person's death.
Boring.
Boring. Uh, Hellblade 2, the review I seen for that, they said it was too short and it should have just been a DLC. But it's pretty much
Oh.
just like a continuation of Hellblade. What else
I
notes
mean,
have I
the
got?
message of Hellblade is like, isn't it like mental health or something?
I think so.
Yeah, like
Um,
trauma.
Tales of
But yeah,
Kenzera I actually played, and I think I played about an hour of it or something. And I feel bad because it's like he was at I don't know if it was the Game Awards or the PlayStation Showcase last year, the guy that made the game, and he was talking like he starts crying on stage about how he made it for his dad that died and all this stuff. And I played the game and I just didn't care. I was just like, man, I don't care at all. And you feel
yeah.
bad saying it, but I was like, see, playing the game, it made me want to play Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. So
Oh,
it's
really?
one of the
Is it
reasons I
like a
bought
similar
Prince
art
of Persia.
style?
It's
Is that a
similar,
similar gameplay?
plays similar kind of thing,
Okay.
very similar. And
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's sad and it's cool that he's made the game for his dad, but I don't know. It's sort of I don't know. You're not. I'm Simon Cowell here. You're not getting a sympathy vote from me.
no sympathy votes.
Yeah.
Life is Strange, I never even looked into because I don't like Life is Strange. I'm the
I
Let's Market
think
audience.
just to guess from the True Colors game I played, and I'm assuming it's the same for the entire franchise. It's like LGBTQ plus. Is that
LGBTQIA
T?
plus, I think.
Is that? I know there's more letters now, but yeah. So that's what I'm assuming that's what that touches on because I think
Most
in
likely.
True Colors I kissed a girl. So
You did?
I yeah I kissed a girl. That's
Did
what
you
I
like
did.
it?
I loved it.
Get a wee Katy Perry song going. Uh,
Anywho, what about the other two?
never even looked into Indica. I might buy Indica on sale because I was actually surprised by it when I was watching the trailer, and then I went and watched the review, and I was like,
Is it good?
mate, it looks good. So it was
It does look good. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know if it's worth £25 or £20, but I agree with you. I'd definitely pick it up on a sale because it does look
see,
interesting.
I wished more people like whenever I kind of like review a game, I always like to say like the price. Like, I would pay this
Yeah,
amount for it. A lot of people don't. They just go, I'd wait for it to go on sale, or like, that's pretty much all they say. And I'm like, but give me like how much money you would spend on it. But the review was
yeah,
saying it is short, so definitely wait for it to go down in price. But graphics wise, it looked good, and it goes back to like a retro art style as well for like some like puzzle minigame kind of things. I think it's flashbacks. They had different art style. It goes kind of like retro, but then modern
right.
day, it's like kind of dull and like more realistic graphics. But that's because it's
Yeah,
like because she's a nun, and it's like that kind of like how boring, depressing her life is and all that stuff.
right.
But a load of puzzles, and it's like she's a nun, but then it's also she's got like the devil talking to her or something. And the guy was saying it's
Oh,
actually like the comedy in it actually worked, which he never expected it to work. And mate, just for the review, I was like, you know what, I'm kind of sold on this, and that the
who did you
graphics as
watch
well.
review?
Oh, I don't know. I just typed in
Oh,
Indica review. I wish I could give him a shout out, but because he never gave any
shout out to the
spoilers.
reviewer.
Yes,
Oh,
shout out
nice.
random man that I watched earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, going off games I would play, I would vote that one. Has it got the most thought-provoking pro-social message or meaning?
He said
Unsure.
that he left the game like feeling something. He was like,
Okay,
"Oh, it
cool.
left a lasting impact on him."
Awesome.
So
Well,
we'll
not
take this
awesome, but
random man's word, I reckon.
yeah. I was just gonna say, I was gonna bring up like, when did you switch out your glasses? I was like, you must have just done it now for when he was reading, but I
Mate, see
honestly
when
couldn't
I'm
tell
reading
you
the
when.
notes, see, because it's like
Yeah.
the sunglasses, like I can't actually read the notes.
Oh yeah.
It's not even like a vision thing. It's just because of it tints it, so I can't see.
The
But let's
poke
log
out
it
the
in.
lenses. Yeah, lock it in. I think that's a good vote.
Indica.
Seeming as we both want to play it as well, it's like
Yeah,
even better.
I'll buy it when it goes on sale.
Yeah.
100%. Innovation in accessibility, recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Diablo 4, Dragon Age The Veilguard, and Prince of Persia The Lost Crown. I don't know why I said and, because there's one after that. Star Wars Outlaws. Although that game is so bad, we can probably forget about it.
Yeah, I thought you was leaving that off on purpose.
But
So, have you got another slide for this one? Actually, going into the
yes, I do.
innovation.
So when we first looked at this, I was like, it doesn't tell you what it does. However, dun dun dun, for
Look at
people
this.
watching, innovation accessibility. So this explains the nominees. And so like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 introduced innovations like mono audio settings with asymmetric hearing compensation. So players that have got like hearing loss worse in one ear than the other, they can like adjust the settings so it's like perfectly balanced kind of thing, which is pretty cool if you're somebody that suffers with that. And
Do
then
they
it's
make you
also
pay for that or not? 'Cause I know for
the
the
advanced audio
audio.
sense. Imagine you just
Yeah,
milk the deaf community.
yeah, that would be
You'd
awful.
never hear it coming. The game is then it's like stuff you'd kind of expect. Low motor strain. Actually, I don't know if I've heard of that. I don't know what that does. But then you've
Yeah,
got like dead zones and stuff, which I feel like most games
yeah.
have.
I mean, in terms of like innovation and stuff, I thought this all makes sense, but I was actually thinking about the Omni movement system that they introduced with the game, of how you like move around the map. I know that it's kind of touched on here, but I think this is actually more benefits for people that may struggle, with elements of gaming, not necessarily like gameplay mechanics. That's how I thought about it anyway.
Size
Um,
and contrast of the user interface and subtitles, gameplay contrast, motion reduction, which mitigates motion sickness through field of view, center dot, blur, and camera movement, simplified controls, focusing on assists and automation. I think there was also
oh yeah,
a
they've
flash
added a
inversion, so when you get flashbanged, instead of going to a white screen, it goes to a black screen.
yeah, and also the most important is the arachnophobia friendly adjustment.
Is there spiders in Black Ops 6?
Yeah, so some of the zombies look like spiders. They're yeah, pretty kind of uncomfortable to look at. So you can actually turn it off so they're just floating heads instead, which is even funnier.
Um, Diablo
Moving on to
4.
Diablo.
See, because it's big, massive paragraphs, I'm trying to like skim and find the good information,
Yeah,
but also try and
I mean,
look
of
cool.
course, at
But I'm
at
gonna.
home you can pause, but this is for the audio listeners.
All right, what we
This
got
this
for
just
this?
seems about customizing controls and adding colors to the keybinds, no,
Yeah,
and audio stuff again.
yeah. So it's like greater contrast on highlights and auto pin system for finding objectives easier. See, to be honest, I'll just skim through it.
Again, this seems like audio for Dragon Age.
Yeah,
Uh,
Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Attack
Parry
indicators,
timing.
target lock on, conversation wheels have got audio cues. So that's kind of
There's
cool,
aim
actual
assist
audio
as well.
cues for visual mechanics. And
Yeah,
I'm
actually,
sure
that's
they
pretty
had.
interesting.
They've also got the same thing as Call of Duty, so the mono audio mode, so people will like hearing in the one ear that's worse, so you can kind of fix it.
Yeah.
There was something about
Oh,
collectibles, I'm sure.
they've got arachnophobia friendly adjustments in Dragon Age as well.
Oh, alright, so here, there's also over a dozen combat and exploration settings like preventing death, adjustable parry time and aim assist, glint visibility slash distance for collectibles. So you can just crank that bad boy up and then the collectibles will just be like a lighthouse just aiming right at you,
Not
telling you
bad at all.
exactly where it is.
Prevent death as well. That'll make it easy.
Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I think that was just for the picture mechanic mostly. So it's like for the Metroidvania, you can like press a button and it will take a wee screenshot, and then you add that onto your map so you can remember where it is. So when you're looking at the map, you can go, oh right, okay, that's where that collectible was that I need some ability to get past.
It says as well there's a guided mode about. Is that what you're saying? Adding extra icons to the map. I think the second
Uh,
paragraph talks about that as well.
it
I can see it in the second
is
sentence
the
there.
memory
But it's
shards
like,
feature, which lets players take screenshots and pin them to the map. The game stands out for accessibility by design considerations like this, where accessibility is woven into the game's design by default. Other examples of this: large high contrast text, no info conveyed by colour or sound alone, no QTEs, conversation logs, and a consequence free training area. And I think Star Wars Outlaws was mostly just kind of similar stuff. I'll be
just
honest,
assisting with combat and things like that,
the
right?
only one
Typical.
that really blew me away was Dragon Age the Veilguard.
Yeah, I
That's
would
the only
say
one where
that.
I was like, oh, they've done good.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty is Call of Duty. There's loads of settings, and it's good that they've got it. But I feel like with Dragon Age, it seemed like it actually benefited the gameplay. Like with Call of Duty, it was just how do I put it? Like it didn't really affect the gameplay too much. It was just like the audio stuff, right? Whereas like
Mm-hmm.
with Dragon Age, that actually would help with collectibles or do you know what I mean? Like actual in-game stuff.
Yeah,
I
so we
know
were
everyone's gonna say, "Oh, but yeah, but audio helps in get like." I know, but I think Dragon Age has done a bit more there.
yeah, we'll walk in Dragon Age. And
Nice.
that's one of the ones where I don't even think most people voting on it will look into it. I think they'll just go, yeah, pick that random game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if I was going on that one, I would have just done COD for Omni Movement, but it's obviously a lot deeper than that. Like it had nothing to do with Omni Movement. Right, we've got Best Performance up next, which is awarded to an individual for voiceover acting, motion, and/or performance capture. So we've got Brianna White from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We've got Hannah Tell from Life is Strange Double Exposure. We've got Humberly Gonzalez from Star Wars Outlaws. We've got Luke Roberts from Silent Hill 2. And we've got Melina Jurgens from I can't even say that name. Senu. Oh, what was it?
Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
I should have just said Hellblade 2. There we go. Um, right. I've played Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I thought the voice acting on that was quite good. I
played
don't
Star
know.
Wars Outlaws and she did not stand out at all.
Did she not?
One of the ones where it was like you didn't stand out because you were so bad. You didn't stand out because you were so good. You were just
Normal, mid. Did your job.
expected. You did your job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You put the
Does a
fries in the
does
bag.
a
Congratulations.
does a postman celebrate when he delivers the post? No.
Sometimes. I would admit.
Would you? With Silent Hill 2, I'm assuming that's the main guy.
Yep.
I have seen some gameplay of it, and I can't say he particularly captured me. I'm saying that with a big asterisk and question mark over my head because that could be subject to change once I play it. But from like the opening of it, I was just like, oh, okay, like,
I heard
yeah,
they've done
fair enough.
quite well in it.
I think maybe when he gets into it, he does quite well. But at the start, I've only literally seen about the first 10 minutes of it, so it's not a fair reflection. But I was like,
So
oh,
you've not actually seen him
like
with
scream or
emotions
something.
and
Yeah. But like the intro, I was like, oh, okay, bit
If you
flat.
think
But yeah,
the Lassie for Rebirth done well, I'm happy to just go with that.
yeah, I'd say so. I'm kind of disappointed that the voice actor that plays Barrett didn't get onto this best performance because I thought there were some really emotional scenes in Rebirth that he done very well. So it's a shame he didn't make this list. Shout out to you.
I
Good
wonder if
stuff.
you only get one per game. Who is it she plays in Rebirth?
Oh, you put me on the spot now. I think it might be Aerith. Brianna
Either way,
White.
she's get the vote locked in.
I
I feel
think it's
like
Aerith.
we went for a look because he was the only guy there. I mean, male pride or
Yeah,
whatever.
she
Looked
does
out for
play
a boy.
Aerith in that as well, by the way. But again, she obviously is one of the main characters alongside Cloud, and she does have a good performance. She's pretty much in the entire game as well. So
Right, I'm happy just to hear her the vote. Up next, best audio design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Astrobot, Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Hellblade 2, Silent Hill 2. Did you buy the audio DLC for Black Ops 6?
no, I think if you've got the game, you don't need to do it or do it to that extent. Like you still get pretty good audio. Out of interest, can you go to the next category? Because I don't want to make my vote and then the next category be music in a game.
Let's go
Okay,
to
yeah, cool.
music.
Yeah, thank you. Right, so that will help me think clearly on this one. Audio design. I think Scratch. There were some sections in Black Ops 6 that were kind of scary, and I think that's audio design, right? Like creating fear and using the
Yeah.
environment. I thought I did well, but if I'm gonna give it to a horror thing, I'd probably say Silent Hill 2. I thought Astrobot was quite good with how it sounded as well, but I think that could maybe be a bit more on the music.
I think
Um,
Astrobot was cool as well because it's coming through the controller.
yeah,
Like you
I think
stepping in the sand and the wee noises
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I think Astrobot was good. Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. I mean, I'd say the music was probably better than hearing a sword clink IMO. Uh, Hellblade 2. I reckon that might have had good sound, just going off what I've heard about the first game. Um, but if I was to narrow it down to two, I would say Astrobot or Silent Hill 2. I'll hand over to you for your thoughts.
Um, I've not watched any Silent Hill 2 gameplay from the remake.
Mm.
So, see,
I'm
I would say Astrobot just because that's the only one I've played, but at the same time, I wasn't like playing it like, wow, this is pure blowing me away kind of thing.
yeah,
Whereas I can imagine if I'm playing Silent Hill 2, I'm like, ooh, it's kind
yep,
of kicking in, it's helping
yeah,
deliver the
exactly.
emotions that I should be feeling.
Like it's a horror game. They're the best at building up that feeling of uncomfortable feelings, right? Um, like
Wait, what?
logically, it has to be good. Like the Resident Evil games do it so well. Surely Silent Hill does.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we're not wrong, but
let's lock it in then. Silent Hill 2, best audio design. You already know what's coming up next.
so we've got the best score and music. OST as well, right? I always have to say it. Original soundtrack. I can't believe I went so long in my life not knowing what OST means. So if anyone else was silly like me and didn't know, there you go. But this goes to outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and/or licensed soundtrack. So we've got Astrobot, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. We've got Metaphor, Silent Hill 2, or Stellar Blade. I know my vote. I'll let you
Um,
discuss.
Honestly, this was the one thing that like, I never researched up on that I kind of wish I did. Apparently,
Yeah.
Stellar Blades get good music. I
Yeah,
ain't
I was gonna
listened to
say
it, but I've heard, I think
Stellar.
Snam posted a thing where you had a bunch of Stellar Blade
Yeah,
music on his Spotify Wrapped, maybe.
Stellar Blade soundtrack does go off. Like it is good, but I've not played the game, so I don't know how it fits in. Like the song, I'm assuming it's just actiony, so it flows well. I'd
Astrobot,
give it
the
an honourable.
music never stood out as like pure amazing or
Yeah,
anything. Like, I enjoyed
it
it,
was
but
good. Yeah, it was good. It flowed.
I wasn't searching it up on Spotify.
Yeah. Uh, Silent Hill 2. I
Just
have a
creepy
feeling
music
that's
kind of thing.
yeah. I have a feeling that would technically be really good, but I just think Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Like it's got everything you can imagine. Like got upbeat stuff to maybe compete with Stellar Blade. It's got the chilled stuff. It's got
It's
a bit
got
of
a
everything
meta
because the game's so
range,
big.
got a good
Yeah,
range of
very.
music.
And as well, like if you listen to any Final Fantasy score, like it's just good. Like, oh, Beautiful.
All right, we'll lock that in. Best score in music, Final Fantasy VII. Best art direction, so for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation, Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Metaphor, and Never. I think animation as well is interesting because I always just assumed this was like art design, like art style. You know what I mean? But also
Yeah,
for animation, kind of stumped on this one
yeah. I really don't know what to do.
because I
Yeah,
looked at Metaphor and it didn't like stand out as like, oh, this is like a really cool art style.
it looks
Astrobot
cool.
was
Yeah,
kind of cool. Black Myth Wukong and Elden Ring are just Souls-like kind of thing. They didn't seem from the gameplay footage I've seen of them. They didn't look like anything unique.
I think Elden Ring.
You think Elden Ring?
Just I've not played the DLC, and I've had maybe about 5 hours in the base game of Elden Ring, and when you play it for yourself, I think it's in the opening area. Like you'll just go out and you'll look out. I'm not going to say what you're going to see, but if you played Elden Ring, you probably know the big thing that I'm talking about. Like
Is it a tree?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Okay.
know there's something about a tree in Elden Ring.
Yeah, but
Is
it's
it like
you
Fallout
just.
3 where you come out the vault for the first time and it's just.
I honestly can't. I think so. Yeah, I think there's just a big tree. I think, but it's like you just look at it and you go, "Wow!" Like there's so much to this world. It's huge. Like it, the art of it, like the environment you're in, is just sick. And I can only imagine that the DLC for
Although,
Elden Ring
saying that,
makes.
I think Astrobot. See, when you think of how unique each level was and how many levels there was, how bright
Yeah.
and colourful they all were.
Especially the, do you know, like the treasure one with the treasure chest and there's just like thousands of gems on screen? That was cool.
I can't remember that one off the top of my head.
It's
The
like there's
Uncharted
just
one?
I don't think so. No, it could have been around that, but it's like you're in a room and like you just hit a chest and there's like loads of gems and it's just very colorful. But yeah, I think as like an entire world, Elden Ring. But I think you are right. Like individual level design for Astrobot, like everything is so unique. Like some of the brightly colored maps are like absolutely crazy as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Astrobot. It's even like the dark maps, like the Halloween, the one where it's like the graveyard and you're coming through. And it's like you use
Yeah, and
the
then
thing to light stuff up. Mate,
yeah,
I'm
and
leaning
jumping,
Astrobot
yeah.
hard.
Yeah, go for
We
Astrobot.
go
I've not
Astrobot.
played, yeah, I've not played the Shadow of Truth, so I can't actually comment on what it looks like. I'm
I
just
never
making an
thought,
assumption.
honestly, never thought about Astrobot, but it was just there when I was like, see, thinking each level, each
Yeah,
unique level, I was like, it was just different every time. It's always bright and colourful.
yeah, no, it's actually a good shout from you.
Yeah,
You
Astrobot.
you always you almost made me give a vote to Elden Ring, which I hate to do. All right, so we've got the best narrative performance up next. So this is for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. We've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Metaphor, Hellblade 2, or Silent Hill 2.
I don't know the story for any of these games. I know the twist at the end of Silent Hill 2. I don't think we should say it here, but I know how it ends.
Yeah, I don't. I've seen videos on it, but I can't remember the twist of it. I don't think. I think when I play it and it happens, I'm like, oh yeah. But yeah, I don't. Yeah. I would just say Final Fantasy VII Rebirth
Good story.
on that. Good story. I was a little bit disappointed with the ending of it, without spoiling
Ooh.
it, but I still think
Didn't
it
ruin the
it was
story totally.
no, it didn't ruin it, and it's like there's always. I hate to say there's always the next game to see what happens, but they could change. Do you know what I mean? Like they could change parts of it. It's like I don't know. The Obviously in Final Fantasy VII, something happens that's quite major without spoiling it, and if you know, you know. And it's just you get to a point which is around that in the original, and I just thought that they could have done it better. I don't think it was bad, but I just think they could have done it better. Is my only point towards the end section of the game. Just
Mm-hmm.
thought it could have been better.
I felt
Yeah,
like that with we'll talk about it later, but Alone in the Dark. I felt the same.
right.
Whereas like you could have done so much better. Like you could have went
Yeah,
different ways and it'd have been a lot better. And it's quite obvious. But up next,
yeah.
best game direction for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth, Wukong, Elden Ring, Final Fantasy VII, and Metaphor.
Mate, this is the same. The one from two turns ago. What was it like? Best art direct. Like, honestly, what? This is why I don't watch this because this is a load of rubbish, mate. It's just the same categories of just a different name. Best game. Like, right.
So, like most
Astrobot.
unique gameplay,
Unique gameplay.
which would probably be
Which-
Balatro,
Balatro. Yeah, surely.
because
Like
Astrobot's just a platformer. Black Myth, Elden
platformer.
Ring, Souls like Final Fantasy's Final Fantasy, and Metaphor I think that was meant to be like old school Final Fantasy. I can't
Like, do you know
remember
what? I would give it to Metaphor actually. I think it's a
why.
cross between old older Final Fantasy, so classic turn-based JRPGs. It's like that, but then it's also got the modern Final Fantasy like 7 Rebirth where it's like more hack and slash combat, and I think it's like interchangeable combat. The concept of it sounds really cool, but I've not played it. I think as well, big disclaimer. If that is true, that's pretty lit.
Um, I would have went Balatro, but at the same time, I've not played enough of it to where it seems like a pure, unique, insane like game design. Um,
What happens in it? Like you've played what? I just think it's a card game, but it's obviously got more substance
yeah,
than
it's
that.
just
Like
card.
what?
For what I've played so far, it's just like you get, I think it was like 8 cards, and then it's like you get 3 chances to discard, and then play 3 chances to play a hand. So it's like, oh, you've got 2 kings, that's a pair. I'll play that hand. Then you get the cards replaced, or you can like pick cards, discard them, and it's you need to get so many points to beat like the level. So it's like you need 300 points, you need 600 points, and stuff like that.
Is there not a twist to it like Inscription?
Yeah, there's like Joker cards which do like buffs and stuff like that, and then there was like consumable cards as well. Listen, I've not played enough of it, and I don't understand the game enough to like explain it, if you know what I mean.
So it's just a card game,
It's just a card game.
which doesn't have any direction. It's just a card game with levels.
From what I've played so far, there's somebody that's a Balatro fan that's just like, you just don't understand.
Yeah, us silly
If
pea
you played
brains.
for another hour, you would understand the greatness of Balatro.
If you don't catch me in the first 5, I'm out.
Yeah, I get that TikTok ADHD attention span.
Brain rot. Yeah.
So, off your recommendation, we'll lock in a Metaphor.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to go Rebirth, but I don't want to fanboy too hard. And I just think Metaphor sounds. The idea of it sounds pretty cool, and I think it's probably the most unique
And when you look at the
game.
word innovation,
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like when everyone watched it, they're like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, like what? Like that looks cool." Like 'cause it was I think it was showcased on Xbox, and it was one of the games that everyone was talking about. Like, oh,
all right, here we go. Mac Daddy, take it away.
drum roll, please. We have got the game of the year. So this is the last category, and this is recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience, sorry, across all creative and technical fields. Of course, be sure to make sure. Just let us know down in the comments what your game of the year is. But we've got Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then Metaphor. What are your thoughts?
My game of the year choice isn't in here, but out of these,
Yeah, mine is actually. So
I would probably go Astrobot.
I am going with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
I think
I don't know. I don't know how we move forward from this.
I was gonna say I just think Astrobot ain't my game of the year, but Final Fantasy
Yeah,
VII is yours, and it's here for selection. So I think because of that, it just wins
yeah.
automatically.
I think as well. Looking over the categories, I think Astrobot it has won a couple, but like I look at things, I go, oh yeah. So Final Fantasy story, good. graphically looked amazing. The score looked great. I know it didn't win the game design, the game sound design, but again, it was still good. The like open world things like that. It when I look at everything on that list and I think value for money, when I paid full price on it, on the game of like what, £60, £65, I was like, I've well got my money's worth. Like £1 for every hour I've played, like rinsed it completely. I know a lot of people could probably say the same for Elden Ring. Not played it. I'm not really the biggest Souls guy, but yeah, Final Fantasy VII, like, and as well, Zack is in it as well, like Daddy Zack,
Zach.
like it's mate Zack Fair. He's just
Oh, is he
so much better.
Cloud with black hair?
Yeah, he's so much better than Cloud. Cloud
Oh,
is
is he,
such
mate? I
a
thought Cloud was a cool guy.
nah. Cloud is just too like mopey and like depressive and just like oh yeah, like oh I'm just gonna lift the sword. It's like
Mate, no wonder that
uh,
sword must weigh a ton. He's got to carry it on his back the whole time. People felt bad for
yeah.
Jesus for carrying a cross. Cloud's carrying a sword that size, man. It must weigh a ton.
But no, like when you play like Final Fantasy Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, which is like the prequel to Seven, which has this Zack character in, it shows you how the sword gets passed down and through to Cloud. And even in Final Fantasy VII, like speaking about the original here, so it's probably a bit of a spoiler, but it's like Cloud's memories aren't his, they're Zack's. It's like he's just a vessel of Zack. It's like
What?
Zack is the guy.
That
You know
sounds
that?
confusing. Right, this is going to turn into a Final Fantasy lore podcast in a minute. if
Mate,
we don't
we need
sort
to
this
get
out.
we need to get Yami on, the YouTuber. He's like everything on Final Fantasy. He'd be able to properly educate us.
Right, so I think just based on that, we automatically go Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as the game of the year.
Yes, please.
All right, let's
I
start.
think what do you think's going to win out of that list?
Um,
Like with the
it's
general
hard
public.
to say. I think it'll be between Black Myth Wukong and Elden Ring, because I think they've got like the most rabid fan base. I think most people
Yeah.
don't know what Balatro is. I think Astrobot, you're limited to the PlayStation community,
Yep.
and Black
Same
Myth.
with Final Fantasy as well. That was a PS exclusive.
I think was Black Myth Wukong a PlayStation exclusive as well. Actually,
It was, yeah.
oh, I didn't know that.
Elden Ring was on everything though, right?
Yeah, Elden Ring's on everything.
Yeah, Elden Ring takes that home, 100%.
Yeah, I imagine it might
I'm not,
be Elden Ring.
yeah, I'm not happy that DLC's there, but I guess if there are no other good games and DLC's beating you, then fairs.
Well, as you say that, let me swap screen back so I can do this little transition.
But there's more.
Speaking of games this year, oh my god, I can't
We've
see. I can't see my buttons.
we thought that when I mentioned at the start of this that the game of the year is very much like games within a niche and they're all very similar games, right? We wanted to pick our own game of the years of games that we've played throughout this year. And funnily enough, was it
11.
10 or 12? 11? Okay, I've played 11 games as well. So games that came out in 2024, we've only played 11. Which
Yep.
actually, thinking about it, there's 12 months in a year and we've not through December. So technically we've played a new release every month, which I think it didn't sound impressive when we was trying to think of
Yeah,
games to
think
put
of
on
the
this
games.
list. But 11 new games is actually, I think,
Especially
pretty
the
good.
price of them that you pay.
Yeah, so we're in a very fortunate position to be able to do this. Of course, let us know how many games that have released in 2024 that you've played. But yeah, so we've put together our game of the year because you didn't, besides Astrobot, you didn't play any of those 6 nominated, did you?
No.
I've only played 2, and the other 4 don't interest me at all. So
we put our brains together to give you the 6 Game of the Year contenders that we played, and obviously you've got your pick for Game of the Year, which is Final Fantasy VII. But what other 2 games made it into your top 3?
yeah, so I'm going to go for the least interesting one first with Black Ops 6. I know it's Call of Duty, which sounds so stupid, but I think the amount of time, if you want to put into that game from a multiplayer, excuse me, perspective, and also zombies, I think there's just some people say it's a waste of time. Whatever your stance is, like it's still good fun. I think there's a lot of fun to be had, but it's a bit too recent. You know, I've got a bit of recency bias. It only came out in October, you know. But a lot of content there, a lot of fun. The campaign for Black Ops 6, I would say, is probably the second best after the original Black Ops. Strictly talking about the Black Ops timeline of games, I'd say it's probably one of the best campaigns, especially on next gen. Like it hits on every single box, so very, very good. Do you want to do a game, or
No, I
should I
reckon
do
you
my
do
other
your
one?
three and then I'll do
Yeah.
my three.
Cool. And then the other game that I've added here is Nobody Wants to Die. So back in the summer, I actually did a video on this game of whether the game is worth platinuming, and I think it's a double A game, right? Not quite a triple A, but when I saw it, it looked like a quadruple. No, I'm joking. It looked like a triple A game, right? For a game that cost about £20. I was just shocked at how cheap the game was. Very similar to Helldivers in a way. Like, game was dirt cheap because we're so normalized to paying £60 upwards. It looked great, and it's like a detective cyberpunk game where you're trying to find out who's been committing these murders, or like serial killer. So very interesting concept, looks great, plays well, and the platinum for it is pretty easy to get. So I thought not many people may know about it, but I definitely think it's a good alternative contender for game of the year. And then of course Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is just chef's kiss.
Yeah,
But
'cause
over to
Nobody
you,
Wants
buddy.
to Die. I remember looking at the trailers and I watched you stream about it and I was like, the graphics on this is insane. Like, it looks beautiful.
Like on it for £20, it had 10% off if you're a PlayStation Plus member as well. Like when I looked at it, I think I must have saw it as an advert on TikTok, or I saw it, right. Like, you know, you get them like videos of like someone playing a game or something, or talking about it. It was one of those, and it done right because I brought it. But I looked at it and I went, "What's this game?" I was like, "There's no way this game looks this good and is on PS5." I was like, "No way! It's got to be a PC exclusive or something on Steam, right?" And I was like, "Oh, it's on PS5." I was like, "Oh, it's 20 quid." I was like, I couldn't believe it. But yeah, no, it looks great, and I mean, it's fairly. You could probably say it's a walking sim. It's got like a detective mode, like Batman. So you got like your little pieces of equipment that you use on crime scenes and stuff, which is again a pretty innovative feature, you could argue, which is fun to use. But
Yeah,
yeah, great game.
I watched Blade Runner 2049 recently in the last week, and see, just even thinking about that game, I'm like, I'm kind of in the mood for it right now. Nobody Wants to Die. If it's on sale, the 30th anniversary sale, I might pick it up because I bought a few
It
games.
wouldn't surprise me if it was on sale. But yeah,
But my top
interlinked.
three,
What's up?
we'll go from third to first. I'll do the same as you. So out of the 11 games I played, I actually only liked 5 of them. So to get into my
I
top
was
three
I was very similar.
wasn't very difficult. But 63 Days, it's similar to Commandos back in the day. I think I talked about it actually in one of the previous episodes because I get first achiever on a trophy. First time ever I've
Yeah,
got
you
first achiever.
showed the gameplay, didn't you?
Yeah, so 63 Days, it's just a game co-op that I've been playing with my pal. We need to go back and finish it. But it's a really fun game. The only thing is, if you're wanting a trophy hunt, don't, because the trophies are bugged and they've still not been fixed. It's the challenge, so it's literally the hardest trophies in the game, beating the missions on like challenging difficulty, which is solid. They're bugged, so don't even waste your time. Which is, mate, imagine going through the most difficult things, and it's like, mate, that's annoying. The missions are long. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours a mission or something. And it's like, imagine you beat out on hardest difficulty and near reloads, all that stuff. You don't even get the
You're
trophy.
really selling this game.
Yeah, no, this is in my
Bucket
top
game for
three,
game
by
of
the
the
way.
year.
Top three. This is what I'm recommending to you. Then number two, we'll go Helldivers 2. We've already talked about how good it is. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I've just been playing it with my pal, and it's just, mate, it's good. It's just a good action game. And game of the year for me goes to Still Wakes the Deep. I think I talked about this quite a bit in a previous episode as well when I get the platinum. I think that
Yes,
was
the
the
guys.
Bomb Chop episode.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't show it because it was like the guy's
Yeah.
bum cheeks, right?
I don't even
Yeah,
think I've posted that on Twitter yet. I should probably post that on there, the
yeah, you
platinum
should
pop.
post it.
But especially nowadays, it's rare for a game to like get its hooks in me. and Still Wakes the Deep was the only game I played this year that actually managed to do that, where it was like the characters, the environment felt real, authentic, and despite it being a bit short, it's on the shorter side. It was a really good game, and I enjoyed it. So that's my
How
game of
how
the year.
how short was it?
I think it was 5 or 6 hours on my first playthrough, and that was me going slow and like taking everything in. And then the speed run to get all the collectibles was about 2 hours.
Is that a trophy to speedrun it, or
Nah,
is
you
that
don't
you
need to
just
speed run it. That was me just because I
saying?
knew
Yeah,
everything I was doing. I was
yeah,
just choom,
yeah.
point to point grabbing all the collectibles. Because I think I only
In
missed
term,
a handful.
does it save your collectibles? Like, can you go back in
I
and
think so,
get?
but you can't
Okay.
chapter select, so you need to start from the beginning and play through.
Right. But the only other thing I was going to say is, how much was it? It's about 30 quid, 20 quid. Pretty cheap, right?
I got it on the rental service, but I think it's 30ish,
Yeah,
25, 30.
yeah, I always see it cropping up on sale, and I know that you've said it's on the shorter side, so I'm waiting for it to hit about 15, and
Yeah,
then
that's what I
I'll
would have said,
start to
10,
think.
15. Or
Yeah,
it's one of the ones where it might end up on PlayStation Plus. I think it's the Chinese room that
maybe.
done it, so check PlayStation Plus extra, see if there's any Chinese room games on it. If there is, then hold out and hope it goes on PS Plus.
All right, so
So,
we're not finished there, are we? We've got
no,
more. Phew.
another category, worst of the year. Recognising a game that sucks so much you almost quit trophy hunting.
Do you like that description? I think that's probably the best one we've had all night.
Alright, give me your three.
Yeah, so let me think of the worst one. Right, so hmm, in third spot we've got South Park Snow Day. I've kind of put this one on there because there was a lot of outcry on social media when it came out back in March, and last week for the 24-hour stream, I played this game and got the platinum. Uh, it it's short. I wouldn't. I think even full price it's 30 quid. I got it for £12 on an Amazon Black Friday sale. I'd say it's £12. It's worth £12. Like it's not a bad game at all. But I just think
What's
the
the
the, the
RRP on it?
it's got to be about 30,
Is it?
30 or 45. Sort of, yeah. Unsure on that one. Don't quote me too much. But yeah, it's I don't like the 3D style. And when I first saw the trailer for it, I went, brother, ugh. I played it. It wasn't that bad. It was okay. I can understand that the predecessors are just so well regarded that this just doesn't stand a chance, and I think that's what people were saying. It's kind of like an MMO game that they've done, like co-op, no real story to it, where the previous ones had stories and collectibles. You can blitz through this platinum in about, I don't know, 5 to 8 hours if you're working through it quickly. And then in second spot, I've got Waifu Impact 2. Again, another game that I played on the 24-hour stream, and it it just sucks. Like, you're meant to shoot a water pistol and nothing was coming out of my weapon, so I didn't really know where I was shooting, which then meant that I was dying because I was just getting shot by the like other enemies about. Couple of like bugs or glitches in it, like just I don't know. It came out in November as well, so it's like a pretty new game. Not many people own it, and it's just come out a little. Like, it needs a patch or two to fix it. And as well, if you're going for the platinum on it, it's a bit, I don't know. Like, there's no guides online. I think I ended up watching a bit of a Spanish guide and using my Duolingo knowledge to translate what things mean. But yeah,
Man
it
of
was it
many
was just
talents.
yeah, mate, it was an awful experience, and I hated that I was streaming it as well. It was just not
Oh,
a game you want to play on stream. Like, the first one wasn't great, but it was serviceable for a laugh, and it didn't make me want to hate myself. But this one's like, it's a sequel, so it has to be bigger, and the map has to be bigger, and things like that. And it's like, oh, like, yeah, it was bad. And then my top spot for worst game of the year, it comes as no surprise to you, at least. I've made a video on my hate for this game, but it's Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. I'm not even gonna waste my breath on it. It
Just
sucks.
go watch the
Over,
video.
you go watch the video. Maybe it's been patched and it's in a better place, but when I played it, it was blimmin' awful.
It's so weird
Anywho,
though, because Bomb Chop never had any issues.
yeah, I don't know. I'm glad he didn't, and I'm almost, grateful that it's just me that's almost had these problems because it would ruin someone else's experience that probably may have liked the PS3 version. I didn't have any loyalties to it, so I was quite happy to go. Yeah, this is actually a stinker of a game. Um, but yeah, without being too negative, there. Over to you, my friend.
So I'd probably go Alone in the Dark first, because I did manage to beat it, and I
Are
did
you
get the platinum.
sorry? By saying first, are you saying that's the worst one,
That's
or like
three, and
three?
then
All
we'll
right,
work
cool.
up to one.
Yeah,
Let's say I managed to beat it and platinum it, and it's just one of the ones where it's like we were saying earlier. It's like you could have done so much better. There's so many
mm,
different things you could have done that the potential you had that you wasted. It's just disappointing. And the platinum experience was an absolute pain. I had one trophy that I was convinced was bugged. I think I spoke about it in another episode as well. But like, I've got like a list of stuff that I've wrote down with my problems with the game because I was going to do like a 20-30 minute rant video, and I just
mate, do
decided
it,
not to. It's a bit
do
late
it.
now. I've not even got the gameplay. I deleted it all.
I'll
Which
just
would mean
just
I'd
put
need
up a
to
trailer.
I'd need to buy the game again because I had examples of like animations, like bugs and stuff like that. Just loads of stuff that just
Yeah,
annoyed me, like wee things. But instead, wee things kept building up and building up, and then you put that on top of everything else. I was just like, I didn't enjoy Alone in the Dark. Then out of the other two, it's kind of tough to decide which one I hated more. Star Wars Outlaws, I would say, just kind of. I was disappointed it never grabbed me. I was looking forward to it. Ubisoft in a Star Wars game. I was like, this has got some potential, and just didn't. Like I said with Animal Well, you get a certain amount of time to grab me. I gave that a lot more time than I did Animal Well, and just wasn't for me.
are you a
I
big Star Wars fan in general, or just take it or leave it?
I like Star Wars. I'll go watch the new movies when they come out, but I'm not
Yeah,
winning any pub
casual.
quizzes. If you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
aye, super casual.
yeah, same
And I'll
here.
play the games. And then Harry Potter Quidditch, we got that with PS Plus 1 month, and I hated it.
Do you platinum it? Or
No, I played it for like an hour or two one night when I was steaming, and I was just getting bullied. And I was like,
maybe you
this
should
is
revisit it, not steaming. Maybe it could
revisit
actually
it
be good.
sober.
Yeah.
Nah, it was just like I ain't even a big Harry Potter fan either. I'll be honest, I don't like Harry Potter. So I'd probably put that as my worst game. I did not like it at all. I got
In
uninstalled it
ter-
the same night,
just fuming in a drunken rage.
and I just getting bullied off Harry Potter fanboys
Mm.
at
Kids game,
Quidditch.
bro.
It was a kids game.
Embarrassing. I, I
Embarrassing.
I know that the platinum grind for it is indeed a grind and just very boring. So that's why I asked if you did the platinum because I could
Not a
understand
chance.
why you'd also hate it
Not a chance.
after that. So are we done there? Oh
No,
wait,
we are
no, we're
not
not.
done yet.
There's more. There's more.
But
This
wait, there's
is
more.
wait, there's more. This is the underrated game of the year. A game so underrated that nobody even knows it exists.
All
Wow.
right.
I'm
I
gonna let
reckon I go first since I've only
yeah,
get two. So
gonna say I'll let you kick off.
63 days. Genuinely, I don't think anybody knows about this game. So few
Do you know
people
how
know
many
about it.
people have played it?
No, I don't know how many people have played it. It's got a low player count, I'd imagine, anyway. Especially if I managed to get first achiever on a trophy like 2 or 3 weeks after the game came out.
Oh
So I mean, to
wow.
give you an idea on that. Um, so yeah, 63 days and Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Like I said, I haven't played it yet. I have bought it, but I did play the demo, and I really enjoyed the demo. So just based off the demo, I was like, I really need to play this game, and I think other people should play it as well because the reviews for it have been good. But Mr. Defroff, you have got all the recommendations for the
I
people to
do,
play.
and I'm also intrigued to know what the listeners have as their underrated games, or if they've got any other suggestions. But so yeah, just going on this one, a couple of these games have come from that 24-hour stream. So love doing it just because it exposed me to so many. Like whenever I do a challenge video, I end up playing games I never would have dreamed of. And so much so that some of these are just so niche that the player counts are so low. But to start off with, Awaken Astral Blade, it's like a Metroidvania kind of game. It's got 115 game owners. So yeah, very, very niche. Again, it was like part of a sponsored stream I did. I got given a code for it, and I actually enjoyed it. It's not. I've never played a Metroidvania kind of game before, but I could understand it as a complete noob, and it was pretty fun. And a lot of people in my stream that are into that style of games, I think Bomb Chop brought it. Like a couple of other people were interested in it.
How much
So,
is it full price? Do you know?
um, I think it's about £20 digitally, but if you can get it physically, I think it's like 25 or 30, and like the edition you get looks so cool. It comes in like a black box. It's so sick. It's like you get a special edition for like an extra fiver. Like the base edition's a special edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 15 or 20 quid. So very reasonably priced. And again, I've not completed it. I've done 2 streams on it, so I'm probably about maybe 2 to 4 hours in, something like that. But from what I've played, it's been pretty cool. Next up, Amanda the Adventurer. The Dora Explorer-esque children's game, whatever you want to call it. It's the most bizarre experience you will. If you don't know what it is, you'd look at that image on screen and think that it's a children's game. Would you agree with that?
It looks like a kid's game.
And
When
it's
I seen the
completely.
logo, I was like, "What is this?" And then I looked it up, and I seen I think it was Jacksepticeye playing it, and I was like, "What the?"
It's crazy. It's honestly so bizarre. It's like a horror game essentially, but you just obviously like it's an 18 plus, so you know. But it's like if you was to plop that in front of somebody initially without knowing what it is, they'd think, "Oh, this is a stupid kids game." Little do they know, it's a very interesting horror game. Only 251 game owners on that one. Platinum's pretty easy to get as well, which is good stuff. The only thing I will flag is the PS4 trophy list doesn't exist, but it does exist, causing your PlayStation profile, it causes a non-sync. So, don't know if you've ever heard of a non-syncing trophy list,
No.
but essentially, it if you go offline on your PS5, the trophy list for the PS4 version of Amanda the Adventurer shows up, but you can't earn any of the trophies, even if you were to do them. You go back online, and the PS4 list disappears.
That's
And
so
then
weird.
you try to sync your profile, and it doesn't sync from the console. Luckily, PSN profiles is still pulling my trophies, but it's yeah, very dodgy. So just a bit of a flag on that one. It's still a great game. You can get it on Steam as well. Next up is Creepy Tale, some other place. Do you want to guess how many people own this game?
57.
34. So kind of
Damn.
close. Super low game. Like that's. Have you heard of a game that low?
Don't think so.
Like yeah, it's kind of a horror kind of side-scrolling game, I'd say. Platforming. I don't really know what to call it. It's just a very interesting game. Again, platinum trophy, fairly straightforward and easy to do. I actually really enjoyed it. It's definitely, as you can tell, 34 game owners. Not many people know about it, so hopefully this can spread the word.
Proper
And I think
hidden
that
gem.
yeah, it is a hidden gem. Maybe I should do a video on it. But as well, there's free games before it as well, just to add even more lore to the world. And then lastly, I've got A Quiet Place: A Road Ahead, and I've only played the introduction of the game just before jumping on this podcast, but I do feel like it probably would take the top spot. Whereas like Amanda the Adventurer, Creepy Tale, and Awaken Astral Blade are very much on the shorter side. I know A Quiet Place is still a short game. It's about, I think it retails for about £20 or £25. But I played it, and it was very very similar to Nobody Wants to Die in the sense of graphically this game looks amazing. Sound design wise, it was building up the horror sort of aspects. And if you're familiar with the Quiet Place films as well, you know they can't make any noise, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like, very creepy. It listens to the microphone if you enable it, so if you make a noise and there's a monster, it will get you. I've only
Imagine
played the intro.
streaming. Imagine trying to
Yeah,
stream.
well, I couldn't chat to chat. I'd be screwed.
Just
I'd have
ignore
to
them.
type in the live chat. But yeah, I've only played the start of it, but I definitely think it deserves a spot on underrated game of the year because it only came out recently as well, and I think a handful of people have probably played this as well, more so than the other titles. But yeah,
Yeah, I think
that's
that's probably after Prince of Persia, the second most popular title in the underrated games that we've put up.
yeah, 100%. Whereas like the other ones are definitely more niche, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the true Game of the Year awards. The
That
the the
was
trophy
ours.
hoarders.
Yes, that was our picks for the game of the year, and I feel like we've done all right.
I feel like we did respectable. We're probably going to get cooked in the comments now
Oh,
for our
Balatro,
choices.
yeah, Balatro and Nintendo hatred, that'll get us.
Well, no, the Nintendo
That'll
hatred
hurt
will get
us.
you.
We're a
They're
team,
gonna.
mate. You're stuck. You get tarred with the same brush.
The views shared by Castromo from Castromo only, and not Defroff.
Don't leave it on this channel. Go to his channel with it.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've been going for over 2 hours. I
Over
was
two
worried.
hours.
Yeah, I was worried that
Wowie.
we would fly through the Game Awards, but I feel like we actually had good conversations over it, good picks.
Mate, that's always good news when you're doing an episode in it that we actually talk to each other and get on well.
Yeah, I know.
Could you believe off the pod we actually hate each other? It's like
I know.
Mythbusters with Jamie and Adam.
We don't
Can't wait to get
talk.
off. We don't talk. We don't
Yeah.
socialize.
So before we wrap up, is there anything else we want to talk about?
Oh, well, you know that I'm a professional yapper. I can go on for
You can
ages.
go
Is there
all day.
anything? Yeah, I all day and all night, baby.
All right. Do you want to talk about the charity stream, how it went? How were you feeling? Because I remember you were
Yeah,
kind of like, ooh,
I was
blockers,
nervous.
we're going to get your mum in a green screen outfit.
Yeah, no, I was definitely nervous about it. So much so, like the night before, I was dreaming about me streaming in my dream. Like that's how much it was on my mind. But mate, it went so smooth. Obviously, I was a little bit worried about either the PlayStation dying or my computer dying because
I was
I
worried
stream
about your
from.
PC overheating.
Yeah, so if the listeners don't know, I use an iMac, so it's specced out a little bit, but obviously in terms of streaming, it just makes sense to get a Windows like actual streaming computer. Like I managed to do a lot with what I've got, even though it is a good piece of kit. It's obviously just not optimized for streaming, if I'm being real. It's more so like video editing is what I got it for, and then just turned into a streamer. But I was definitely worried about it conking out for 24 hours, but it held up very well. Um, in terms of being tired, I was just so locked in. Like it just didn't really get to me. Yeah, like I could definitely feel it in the morning. I said around 8 a.m. That stint from like 8 to like the finish line at 12
Mm-hmm.
and midday was gonna get me, and it didn't get me too badly. I think because South Park Snow Day I was against the clock to try and get it, and you'll have to watch the video that comes out on the main channel to see if I did successfully complete the challenge or not. But because there was the added pressure of that, I was just constantly just like zoned into it, and like I kept getting glitches or like things going wrong to me. So it was like I was like, oh, fuck, do you know what I mean? Like I have to keep going. It
Yeah.
was honestly fun. I ended up staying awake for 33 hours in total.
Yeah, because I was
Obviously, I
going to say,
finished.
I thought as soon as you finished at 12:15, you'd be like straight to bed. But then you were messaging me at like 3, I think it was. And I was like,
Yeah,
this guy's still awake.
yeah, no, because there was some football on. I think there was the Chelsea game on, and then there was the Man City Liverpool game. Sort of, so early kickoff and afternoon kickoff. Like I laid down after the stream just to decompress. Had the football on, probably rested my eyes for about 10 minutes. Took like a micro nap, which I read
Uh,
is quite a common thing when you've been awake for a long time. You take like mini sleeps. So I had like a couple of those, but yeah, I just thought there's no point going to sleep because I'm going to ruin my work's
yeah, it'll just
sleeping
mess up the sleep
cycle.
schedule.
Yeah. but weirdly enough, I went to bed at 9:30, I think, which is early for me. I normally go to bed about 1 or 2 a.m. And I woke up at midnight, and it felt like I had a full cycle of sleep.
Mate, that's so weird, isn't it, when it
And
happens?
yeah, and then I had to obviously like wake up, be like, what the fuck, just like, and actually go back to sleep. But it's weird. If I go to bed too early, that happens to me. That's why I go to bed so late, so I don't wake up twice because it's so annoying. It's like I'm a Victorian. They had like 2 sleep cycles as well.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
you,
no, played some amazing games. It was a fantastic experience, and everybody that was involved, chatting, spurring me along. Thank you so much, and of course everyone that donated. Um, Truly, we smashed the goal, and obviously you contributed some money as well. So thank you for that, mate. But yeah,
yeah, I was gonna
amazing,
say you done
amazing
well. The
stuff.
goal was 250. You hit three. Was it 310?
Three,
It ended
three
on.
ten, yeah,
So you
yep,
smashed the goal. Good on you.
yeah, amazing stuff
All for charity.
for a lovely cause as well. Mental health for mind.
Do you think you would do it again? Not anytime soon, but do you think you could make it like a yearly event?
100%. I think I'd like to do it. Yeah. I'd probably change the charity up. Like thinking about it now, of the time of year I did it, as much as a good cause it was. It's obviously coming into Christmas, so I think I'd like to do something a little bit more Christmas related. Whether it's like, getting meals for people that may not have a, they do them
Yeah,
services
they do
for like
the
Christmas
toys
meals.
as well for the kids.
Yeah, so like I think something like that. I know in one of the YouTube discords, I think Adam was mentioning the about the hot children hospitals getting game consoles, and I think that's a really good cause.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I've seen that before.
yeah, so definitely a yearly thing. I think I've done it, and I can't wait to do the next one. I can't
You're
wait.
actually looking forward to doing it again.
I'm looking forward to it. I think next time I'd still stream for 24 hours, but YouTube cuts your like YouTube can't process a VOD that's over 12 hours long, which is a shame. So nobody can go back. I can't even go back and watch the 24-hour VOD, which is a big shame. So I think I'd split the stream, which would lose a little bit of viewership, but I would
You could
stream like
also
11.
dual stream to Twitch as well, because I think that would keep it.
Potentially, yeah. I'm hoping this time next year, whenever I do it, I have a streaming PC just to dual stream, because I'd like to do Twitch and be
Mhm.
on TikTok or YouTube short vertical streaming as well. But yeah, that's all for next year.
Hopefully you keep growing, and then by the
Hopefully.
time you do it next year, you're a full-time streamer
Oh mate,
raking in that dough.
honestly, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's like being, yeah. I don't know what I would do, but I should really change my mindset of being like, yeah, like I will be. But it's just too crazy to fathom. Like when you think of YouTube now, obviously it is, or streaming, it obviously is a job, but it's just crazy to think that it actually is a legitimate job. Do you know what I mean? Like there's almost
And
like
there is
that bit of
people
a
that make a living.
yeah, like it's like, oh, like, hmm, do I keep doing my, office job, or do I earn double the money? Obviously, it's a lot higher risk, but it's, yeah, it's crazy.
Especially see when
Good,
you hear how much some people get paid on like the ads and stuff like that.
yeah, but it's a
Some of
good
it's
good problem to
ridiculous.
have.
So what else? Anything else we want to talk about before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, platinum trophies. I mean, I've
How
got a
many did
lot.
you get during it? Or do you want to say? You want to wait for the video?
Uh, Fuck it, I'll say people watch this. It's behind the scenes. Like I got 8 out of 10. Um, so I got In the Rays of Light, which is a pretty fun walking sim. I
I
got
was going to get that
Etherborn.
just for the Trophy Hoarders podcast on the PSN profiles.
Nice. It's on sale right now. I'm pretty sure. I don't know
How
if you told
much?
me that or someone else. I don't know. I just know it went on sale the day after I brought it for the 30th anniversary PlayStation, which I'm fuming about. um, yeah, so I did that. I did Etherborn. That is a very interesting puzzle game. Like very, very interesting. Amanda the Adventurer, Creepy Tale, Some Other Place, as mentioned in the Game of the Year section. Um, the Grinch game was actually very good as a
I've
platformer.
heard
Like,
memes about it, but I've not actually seen gameplay.
mate, it's class. I would say I think the best games that I played on that stream was probably Amanda the Adventurer and the Grinch. And I'd just say the Grinch was longer, so that's probably the best game I played. I did South Park Snow Day. I did The Devil Inside of Me or something. Not the Dark Picture games. It's like a shorter one. It's about an hour long.
Oh, I'm
It's
thinking The
quite
Beast Within, because I've
The
seen that
Beast
on sale.
Within.
Yeah, it's like a horror game. I think that's an easy platinum as well.
Really, the if you check the PSN profiles, it'll be on there. But The Devil Inside or something. There was a section, and it was the same with In the Rays of Light. There's just certain sections where it's pitch black and you can't see where to go, and I'm just like,
Oh,
how did this make it out of the develop? Like, you
it's like, have
can't
you actually
fucking see.
played this section of the game?
Yeah, it's honestly like, or I was just like, what do I do here? Like, I don't know what's up, what's down, like what's where. Um, I feel like I'm missing one as well. Missing one game. Hmm. I
I'm
feel
not
like I've
sure
said
what it would have been.
7. I think I said 7. Oh, Waifu Impact 2
Oh,
and
waifu.
Doctor Impact: The Lonely Assassin. That was quite a good game actually.
Oh,
It
was
was
that
like a
the
tech,
Doctor Who?
yeah, Doctor Who. It was like a text simulator one. It was pretty fun actually. Um, so yeah, that those were the platinums from that. I did 36 Fragments to Midnight, kind of a meme game that everyone has at the
Yeah,
top
that's
of their
on
trophy
everybody's
list.
trophy list, isn't it?
Do you know what? It's actually a decent game though. I quite
Is
enjoyed
it?
it as much. Yeah, it was quite fun. Quite challenging as well. Like I kept fucking up. Um, and then I got Goat Simulator 3. I got that platinum, which is bugged,
Is it?
by the way. Yeah, they fixed it in a recent update, but then I think they broke it again because you need to take a movie cassette to a theater. You need to do 6 of them, and the last one I needed just wouldn't move across the middle of the map. Like your tongue that you used to carry things was just like glitching behind, and you just couldn't take it. So the workaround for doing that is if you've got a friend that has already got that trophy, if you join their lobby, um, like and go to the movie center, all of the tapes are already there, so you can just find the one you need and put it in the machine. So
Right.
luckily I did it. And then Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was my 175th platinum
Yeah, because I
as
remember you
well.
saying, I think it was on the podcast that you need to try and get that done before the stream.
Yeah. So yeah, I managed to grind out those. Well, I did South Park: The Stick of Truth. I don't know if I mentioned that. I cleaned that up. But yeah, Goat Sim and Dragon Ball. Obviously, I wanted my 175th to be Dragon Ball, which I did, and then it just meant I could breeze into the stream.
Yeah,
Um,
I only got the 2 platinums since the last episode. I done Toy Story 3, because I was like, you know what, I
oh,
just want like a wee stupid child's game. Like, I enjoyed Toy Story 2 platinum, so I was like, I'll do Toy Story 3. And it's a super easy platinum. It's just get all the collectibles in each level, and then it's like, it'll be like a wee challenge thing. And mate, it's really easy. But it's fun as well, so you're just playing through it, just like a mindless child's game that you can just breeze through. And Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, I get that finished up as well, which I enjoyed. See, when you play it, you notice how it inspired other games like Arkham. Let's see the combat.
really?
Yeah, like Arkham took the combat for that. They took heavy inspiration from that. Oh, you get the physical version as well.
I did. If you're on audio, I just showed the
He's
PlayStation 3 trilogy
flexing
box.
that trilogy box, and
It was so much cheaper on digital, by the way. It was like half the price.
same with the outfit progression. Let's see in how
All
the
right.
Arkham games, it's like he starts off in a nice new batsuit, and then by the end it's all like ripped and torn, and his cape's all
Ah,
messed up. That's the same as in Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Like at the start, he's in his nice wee outfit. He's the
yeah.
prince, and then by the
Mhm.
end, it's like his top's totally ripped off and looks
Uh, uh, uh,
jacked.
uh. You said it. The prince.
The prince. What did
Yeah,
I
no,
say?
you said prince, as in like Prince Persia. Like
Oh,
you
the
said the
prince.
name.
Yeah,
The
I was so
prince.
confused. But it's like, because it's like, then it's like his sleeve will get ripped, and then he's like wearing his sleeve as like a bandage and all that stuff. It's
Oh,
like you
mate.
can,
I can't wait to play it. I just need to find a weekend that I'm free to do it.
I would
But yeah.
say, use a guide, but there's no one guide that shows you. There's 2 different collectibles you need, right?
Right.
And there's no one video that's put the 2 of them together. So it's like there's a sand clouds, which is I think you need 48 or 42 of them, no
Right.
48, and then there's 10 like hidden temple things, which is how you get your health up.
Okay.
So it's like I had to write down notes like after
Of
the
which one's a crossover?
so like after the 8th sand cloud, Then I need to look at the temple video. Then after the 12th sand cloud, look at the temple video. I had to go through and do that. Thankfully, somebody in one of the comments done it. But
Okay, cool.
and also just use the collectible guide on the first playthrough. It'll make it easier because there's no chapter select, so you need to go right to the very start. I think I only missed 2 out of the 10 temples and like 1 sand cloud, and I was raging. And the
Yeah, I was about to
guides
say it's
didn't
not
really
too bad.
Yeah, I think if I used the guides, it wouldn't have ruined the nostalgia for it either. Like playing through it, I don't think it would have ruined it. So I really wish I did, because you need to beat the game with less than 20 rewinds, which is fine because you just let them die. Like the checkpoints are quite generous on it, so it's not really an issue. And then there's another trophy for rewinding 200 times. So just beat the game, get all the collectibles, and then load your last save, and then keep spamming the rewind. Because there's a cheat code you can put in, and it fills your sand clouds, or your sand tank, whatever it is, back up. So you just rewind, use the cheat code, and then keep doing it, so you don't need to kill enemies to get the clouds back or anything.
I see.
So, but that was good. I liked that. The combat kind of starts to get a bit boring, if I'm honest.
Is it hard? Is there a difficulty trophy on that one? Or?
No, there's no difficulty levels on the game. So that one's alright. Nice. But Warrior Within, I tried to start that and I was like, no thank you, not my type of thing. And you need to beat it on hard. I was like, I'm not doing this on hard. I'll do 2 thrones though. 2 thrones I'll do.
Do you know the difficulty on that one? Or is you just doing it because you enjoy it?
Nah, I'll just do it because I enjoy it. And that's get the nostalgia. Because I never played Warrior Within when I was younger. It was only Sands of Time, 2 thrones.
And he said, I don't think I played Sands of Time that much. I played Warrior Within and 2 Thrones.
Yeah, I like 2 Thrones. I remember that.
Yeah, I think 2 Thrones is like, it's weird. I think I played 2 Thrones first and then went back to Warrior Within, like thinking that Warrior Within was the other one. Isn't it weird being a kid that you don't have a concept of like the order of things, whether it's like season 1 of a show or episode 2? Like you
don't just know what order to go on.
Yeah, like, man, the innocence of youth, eh?
Speaking of buying Prince of Persia, what else did you buy? We had the Black Friday deals.
Yeah, so sadly that Prince of Persia wasn't in it. I picked up the Grinch game, so I did a physical. It's actually on the floor behind me. I don't want to go over because I'm in shorts and very professional attire, shirt, fancy dressing and shorts. But yeah, I picked up the Grinch game. I think that was on a bit of a sale for the 24-hour stream. I did A Quiet Place as well. I think that was on a little bit of a sale. South Park Snow Day was 12 quid.
Yeah, and that was Amazon.
Yeah, a lot of this was on Amazon, yeah.
Who won that, by the way? Who won the giveaways on the stream?
I Am Lost won the giveaway for the South Park game, so I signed it. I can probably send you a picture of what I wrote on it if you wanted to flash it on screen of the
we can do
1-for-1 copy.
So when somebody tries to sell the fake, we know they're at it.
Exactly. I'm curious to know what Lost is going to do with it. Like, obviously, I'm not the biggest YouTuber, but it could hold some value. Mate. Not yet, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, you could frame that shit, be like PSA 10 graded, Death Rough 1 of 1, like the worth of it. And then Flashy, good old Flash won the £10 PSN voucher code thing. So, yeah,
nice.
That's who won the giveaways there. And then, funnily enough, Lost also, because I didn't complete 2 games, my forfeit was to donate £10 for each game I missed, like the platinum. So it obviously took us up to the milestone. So I'd give away gifted to chat, and Lost also won the gifted membership. So it's like you need to buy a lottery ticket, winning a giveaway, which he said he's never won a giveaway before, and then somehow wins a random membership allocation as well. So yeah, there was that. I picked up a lot of stuff for Christmas. I'm not gonna lie. Some really good like deals on things. Some things obviously I can't say because if the missus does somehow watch this, then I'm cooked. But yeah, picked up some good stuff. Obviously the family as well. I did consider a lot of things. Like I saw more SSD memory. Obviously, being a YouTuber, you need to have memory terabytes coming out your arse. And I thought I don't need it yet. I am going to kick myself when I need it in like 6 months' time, and I need to pay like the extra 20 quid. And then also for the PlayStation console, I was flirting with the idea of internal memory,
Yeah,
but
upgrading that.
I've done it before. But what I realized, or what I failed to do, was I failed to do the boot it up in safe mode and install it or something. Do you know that process?
Yeah.
I didn't do that, and I was wondering why my PlayStation was starting up for 5 minutes and then turning off, and
You
that was
thought
the
you broke it.
problem. I thought I broke it, so I sent back the internal thing, and then I didn't have the thought until after I sent it back for it being faulty. It was like, skill issue. So if I ever do it again, which is super easy to install, then obviously I'll do the correct way. But yeah, that's I think that's all really.
Yeah,
Yourself?
no, actually, I got a few things. I get my PS Plus Premium for the year. I get that on the Black
Wow.
Friday. I mentioned that last episode that I was like, I've not got
Oh,
PS Plus. I need to wait. So I get that for £84 for the whole year, down from
ooh,
120, mate. So I was living life good. I Return to Moria, the Lord of the Rings game. Me and my pal have been playing through that, and I like Lord of the Rings, but he's like a mega Lord of the Rings fan. So we're like playing
really?
through it, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is the sword handle of fucking Kragnor," and I'm like, "Who's
Yeah, nice
Kragnor?"
one,
And
mate.
he's like, "Remember Fellowship of the Ring?" Went this one sentence that this character that only says like 3 words said, "That's his uncle," and I'm like, "Mate, you're having the best time of your life."
Mate, that
So
must be
it's
so sick, just loving something so much, and
Yeah,
the
mate,
game
he's
does that.
having an amazing
That's
time. Look, there's one point where it's like in I think it's Fellowship of the Ring, where they're in Moria and it's like I can't remember what character it is, but they like throw the pebble down the well and that like alerts everybody and then they get attacked. Like we find that pebble that he threw and he's like, "Oh my
oh,
god, this is the pebble that I think it's Pippin, Merry or Pippin. This is the one that they threw. Oh my god," he's up here freaking out. And I'm like, see, just seeing him, like, if you're buzzing about it, if you're happy, I'm like, mate, I'm loving this. Uh,
that sounds good. That does
I
sound
think
quite
it
fun.
got bad reviews as well, the game, but it's actually not that bad. I might go for the platinum.
Ooh,
I think it's a
I'm
bit
sure
of a
that's probably
grind.
sure that would probably be quite rare, wouldn't it?
I think it's 10% on PSN profiles. Full Throttle, I bought that, which is like a point and click game. That was only like £2. Red
I'm
Dead
sorry,
Redemption.
sorry, mate, the irony in that full throttle than being a point and click.
It's I kind of mind when it originally came out. It's an old game, but they kind of like redone the graphics, made it new, kind of thing. Red Dead Redemption 1, bought that for the PS4. I have gave up on the PS3 Platinum. I can't be bothered. I just see grinding the XP levels. I was like,
It just doesn't
why?
sound fun.
I was
It
like,
just
why am
doesn't
I
sound
doing it?
good.
I want to Platinum Red Dead 1 and 2. I've already done all the online stuff for 2 because I enjoyed it when it came out. And I was like, why am I doing this? Just so I can say I get like an ultra rare. What's it matter? Like, it
What's the
doesn't.
life?
Yeah, I want Red Dead 1 and 2 Platinum, so I might as well just buy the PS4 version. Uh, Prince of Persia, Lost Crown, bought that. Argos had it on sale for £16. I was like, unbelievable. Grabbed that. And then last, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree Edition. So it's Elden Ring and Shadow of the Erd Tree DLC for
That is such
£37.
a sorry, yeah, so 37, right?
Yeah,
That's such a good deal.
such a good deal
See,
at Curry's. Get on it,
Saving
boys.
as the DLC itself is pretty much
30, I think it
what,
was.
yeah, like, oh, that's a very good deal, good sir.
Yeah, so I'm gonna experience Elden Ring. I think we might do that together. We might stream it. We'll see. Or I might just play it
Yeah,
offline.
yeah, yeah. It depends with that one. I'd say, oh, you don't really stream though, do you?
Nah,
Or
I don't
would you
really
come
stream
back?
that much. I mean, I would stream it just to
Yeah, I was
kind of
gonna
because
say
at
because
that
I,
because during Christmas I'll be off kind of thing, so it's like I can stream.
yeah, yeah, I'd say you stream it maybe, and I'll
Yeah,
just be there for the ride.
just there as a guest, or we could
Yeah,
stream it on this channel.
yeah,
Trophy
maybe we could.
Hoarders plays because we could
Yeah,
do
that'd
it
be.
on Discord. Like I could have the webcam, so it'd be like both our webcams on it. But you would
Oh,
only get my
yeah,
gameplay as the thing. We kind of switch between gameplay,
yeah,
which would
that's
be cool.
fine.
But
You'll probably be better than me anyway. So
mate, I doubt it. I don't know. I struggled
I'm
with
so bad.
Bloodborne.
I'm so
Do you
bad.
think? Are you going to use a guide for Elden Ring, like OP build? Or are you going to like tough it out like a man and just headbutt that brick wall for 3 months?
It, a bit like being honest, I don't have any interest in Elden Ring. I think it's a cool whatever it is, but I like my hand being held, or I like playing it with somebody else. So the only way I progressed was because my mate was like, "Oh yeah, you should probably go here because this is a good area," sort of thing.
Or like he
My
knew the
build,
game?
yeah, like I mean, he's no expert. I think he may have peeped a guide a little bit, but he did it like mostly blind and was like, "Oh, maybe you should go here. Let's do this." And he told me what stats did what, because like all of the stats don't make sense to me. And he's like, "Oh, this one means strength, so you probably want to do this one if you want to hit things, because that's how I play."
Uh-huh.
Um, I think it would be beneficial for me to read up a bit more on the lore context and a basic guide of the game, if that makes sense. Not necessarily a meta build, but going into it slightly more prepared than completely blind. But yeah, I mean that's part of the entertainment as well. Me
Yeah,
going
I think
blind and being a
we
noob.
might live stream it on this channel then.
Yeah,
Is
I'll
that a
be
wee
down to
trophy
come.
hoarder special kind of thing?
Yeah,
Live stream.
Christmas holiday special or something.
Yeah. So you'll need to
Mark
keep
the calendars.
an eye out for that. So would you say wrap it up here? Good show.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say something, but I completely forgot about it. I think that with what I was going to touch on, there's no real news for this week. The only thing I did want to say is that PlayStation Wrapped will be coming on the 10th of December, so keep an eye
Oh,
for
we'll
that
bring
if you
that
want to
up
see your.
next episode. We'll go
Yeah,
through our
we'll bring that.
wrapped.
Yep. And then also, I don't know if it will still be here by the time we drop the next episode. But if you're listening now on what, the 6th of December, sort of whenever this episode drops, there's the 30th anniversary PlayStation theme update, which
Oh,
is
how cool is
it's
that?
it's so good. Do you know how you do like your trophy list like reviews as YouTube videos? I'm
Mm.
so tempted. I was going to do it at 200, but I'm so tempted to do it now with like a PS2 theme because it's content
I'll get the
wise, it just
PS2 as
looks,
well.
yeah, PS2. It just looks so much cooler. So if you're doing any content creation, make the most of these themes before they go. Hopefully, PlayStation see it as a plus and how much everybody loves it and it stays. I'm hoping. But yeah, that was the only news thing, and obviously X Defiant, rest in peace.
Yeah, because it's limited, which is kind of ass.
Yeah,
But
I don't know how long for, but yeah, that's happy to
yeah, and as you said,
wrap.
X Defiant in the mud, or the Dick Riders that were crying about skill based matchmaking, that were going on
Yeah,
about how X Defiant was going to kill COD.
don't
Yet
be
they're back
silly.
on Warzone. They lasted what, a week on X Defiant and then patched it.
Yeah, the only thing that's sad about that situation, my thoughts go out to the developers and the people that are going to be losing their jobs because it's Ubisoft, right? And I feel like they're in the mud right now with
Oh,
everything.
Ubisoft is having a rough time.
They're having a rough time. They're in the doghouse. Um, yeah, and I just feel sorry for the people's that lives this is going to affect. But it is what it is.
As with it is, win
Yeah,
some, lose some.
yeah. So hopefully they land on their feet, as they say. But that has been me, Leon, aka Defroth. You can check out my YouTube at Defroth. If you're listening on Spotify, subscribe to the YouTube at Trophy Hoarders. And if you're on YouTube, go over to Spotify at Trophy Hoarders on there. Make sure to give us 5 stars on Spotify and also like us on YouTube. Nostromo, I'll let you close, buddy.
See you motherfuckers in the next one. Peace.
Peace.